And work isn't done yet. We're going to need to get caught up. The Department of Labor has been hassling us. You can't just blow them off. So let's see if we can't get dialed in and get some of this done. This looks about right. Let's re-enter the codex here. Did you all remember where we left off? I mean, we're going to catch back up, but we're doing pretty good. We are finally clearance level 5. This is huge. We even got a slick new haircut. Michael Knight, government agent, a general all-around slick dude. So check us out here. Just like Ellen Ripley, we are a warrant officer. Makes you wonder what a warrant officer actually is. This clearly is not what we think of when we think of warrant officers, right? Maybe it's more of that we've been offered a warrant, in the case of a warrant being an offer that's made by the military to serve as an officer to somebody who wasn't trained as one. You can think of them as temporary officers. Somebody that needs to fit into a chain of command doesn't really fit into a chain of command, and they gotta stick us somewhere. But we've been promoted up to clearance level 5, and we've gotten our first really cool piece of information. Let's see if we can find it over here. The DOL infiltration rate and budget rank. We know stuff. We know that we're tracking 4.3% of the US population, which is enormous. And we can see what our budget ranks up with in terms of everybody else. Good thing we fixed our phone. The department's getting paid 7.8 in adjusted dollars. 7.8 billion in adjusted dollars. The National Orbital Agency, the Aerial Recon Office, the National Security Bureau, the Military Intelligence Agency. They make a lot more than all of them. Well, okay, than some of them. But the CIO is still making twice our budget. What do you think about that, Peeper? He's just going to wave at us a little bit. Hey, buddy. Okay, let's take a look at the news here before we get signed in. The Panama Canal deal is uncertain. You know, it seems like that's been settled since the 1950s. What's going on here? Global population is passing 8 billion people. Microsoft ends Windows 10 support. Finally, about time. Who knows what they're using after Windows 10. Contact with the Voyager probe was reestablished. The bioengineered skin grafts that we've been seeing in the news are successful, and the athletes continue to protest amid controversy. We're just going to get signed in here. Take a look at our sweet new cubic building. All right, so we have new evidence access. We can hear things. Thanks to the Eternal Liberty Act, we can now hear transcripts of audio phone conversations, often including background noises. It's more effective than messages for capturing tone and detail. Now, this isn't actually too far off. iPhones, anything that's running through Google Voice, all of these do transcription services already. So, Doable. New power. Arm. At level 2, we can supply the suspect or their organization with weapons, ammunition, or military equipment. You know, like the Contras. This will never go wrong. And then we have fund. Yes, transfer money to the suspect or their organization to be used in our best interests. That'll never be a problem either. The future's fantastic. It's so bright we gotta wear shades. So, okay. What do we got going on here? It says, many of the Omsk attack financiers have close connections with foreign governments, and so are untouchable to us for now. We've produced a short list of those nations, and we want you to find out which ones would be the best candidates for a good old-fashioned regime change. Man, and they just mentioned Panama again. How timely is this? Look for signs of unrest in the country, backgrounds in business education, and pro-USA opinions. We are world shakers and king makers at this point in time. This is no longer just looking for terrorists. That was so 3 years ago. Operation New Friends. Find which countries would be best for us to destabilize and control. So let's look at what we need to do here. Only a handful of rules. We can use the Deep Link tool if they've got degrees in commerce, business, or economics, if they're friendly with us, or if there's political unrest in their country, if they know J. Francisco, or Sporluk, or Bang, and we black sheep anybody that visited the U.S. recently. So that's cool. We can do that. You know what? I think we're going to go ahead and start in Panama. Why wouldn't we, right? We've got Ramon Troquez here. He's a rebel leader. You can tell by the slick ponytail and graying hair. He's a prolific womanizer. He's narcissistic. He's ready to make a deal with us, and he's the leader of Los Libertadores. Well, with those kinds of credentials, who wouldn't be interested? Let's take a look at his academic records. He's got a master's in commerce, a major in business studies. That's interesting. It's given us a little more room, or we stick out a little bit over here. We got a little more room to squeeze things around, it seems like. He's also got a Bachelor of Science with a major in biochemistry. Let's hope he's friendly with the U.S. He may not be the greatest in commerce, but let's hope. Let's see. Electricity supply charge. He's got a payment to V Bang. We'll have to deep link him if we find anything about political unrest there, so we'll leave that up. Let's listen to his call transcripts with K. Vidmar. Murillo is on the brink. Revolution is coming. Murillo is weak. He can't rule a country, especially not this one. Did you talk to Taleb? You mean Talby? Yes, him. Of course, I told the Americans we'd be willing to renegotiate on the canal deal once we're in power. Now we're the best of friends. Well, Talby's our mentor. How interesting. It says that we're the best of friends. So it seems like we can go ahead and deep link these two. And we can probably deep link the friendly with the U.S. with the degree in commerce. So let's go ahead and start with deep linking this here. We are the best of friends, masters of commerce. And then we're going to deep link V Bang. And revolution is coming with political unrest in the country. That gives us 2. We could arm him. Okay, well, we'll come back to that here in a minute. Let's look at some of these other people. How about Eduardo Murillo, who's one of the other people that we're looking at. So they're both there in Panama City. I guess we're getting a choice of which of these 2 that we want to support. Don't squeeze the charming, indeed. Eduardo Murillo is the president of Panama. He must be their Trudeau. He's kind of a babyface there. He's newly elected, habitually indecisive. We can help him with that. We already know what he should do about everything. His temperament's questioned even by his supporters, and he's a very pragmatic person. Pragmatism has its uses. So let's take a look here. Has he been to the U.S. lately? Well, he's been to La Palma, Panama, Panama City, Panama, Almirante, Panama, Guatemala, Guatemala. That seems redundant. But we also found Chicago. He's been to the U.S. recently. Good to know. I regret to... it says, although thank you for your kind offer, I regret to inform you that I will not be able to meet on Thursday. My assistant, Ms. Valdano, will be there in my place. And we have a call transcript over here. I'm telling you, you have to drop the pretense of liberal democracy. It's not the time, okay? This is not the pretense. It's the basis for our future. It's not practical in the current political climate, Eduardo. Troquez is gathering steam and allies in Panama and from elsewhere. Troquez is the least of our worries if we're willing to sacrifice liberty for the short-term gain. You're not being realistic. Well, I don't think that they're necessarily going to be on track with the Department of Liberty's plans if they're not willing to sacrifice a little bit of liberty. That's where we get all of it for our name. So, shit's getting dark here. Shit's getting real dark. There's definitely some political instability here, but does he deal with anybody that we need to watch for? There is a Juan Francisco, and we can go ahead and link it. So we can support him too. We can link Juan Francisco to, let's see here. About not practical in the political climate? I'm not sure about that. That's not particularly revolutionary. None of these are particular. We do have some political unrest, though, we could say, in the current political climate. So we could support him as well. He knows Juan Francisco. So we've got 2 and 2. We could pick one, and we could just oops on the other one. So we got some options here. Well, let's take a look at Humberto Jorge. Humberto Jorge. He is a general. He always turns every conversation into political debates. He always needs to be entertained. He places cups upside down in cupboards, which is pretty reasonable. I may do that myself. And he likes younger partners. Who doesn't? Please don't say 18-year-olds. That's just gross. All right, has he been to the U.S. lately? It's the only thing that we're supposed to look for here, and no, he hasn't. Okay, if we look at his records here, mortgage payment, income payment, he's got a transaction from J. Francesco. Not Francisco. Francesco. So, nope. Not there. We can pretty much ignore that. Let's take a look at his records here. We probably won't get anything out of him here. It seems like a drastic step, that's all. These motherfuckers have had long enough. It's time that they... Of course you can have some ice cream, princess. They feel the iron heel of justice stamped down on their wretched throats. Well, he's a little two-faced. We know nothing about his degrees, and he's not connected with anybody here. He's not visited the United States lately. We're just going to discard him. There's nothing that we can do here. So, let's double check here real quick. I want to make sure that Eduardo had the right spelling of Francisco on his email. And it wasn't. Yeah, it is Francisco. It's not Francesco. All right. Let's see here. We've got... Wow. I'm going to take a stab at pronouncing this. Elixane et Siberia? At Siberia? At Siberia? Do not know how to pronounce. We're going to call her Ellie. Ellie is a political leader. She's terrified of drowning. She eats the same meal every day, has mounting personal debt. That's why she eats the same meal every single day. It turns out that meal is a very fort red wine and a baguette and a pack of cigarettes. She also laughs inappropriately. And then we can look at her call metadata as well. So let's take a look here. If we look at the metadata records, we've got Sporluck. That's that. Yes, here we go. Sporluck. Let's see if there's anything about political unrest in our country. It looks like France. Says, if we get the Catalonians on side, then we've got a chance. People are in favor of separation. There's already tension in the air. All we need is a little push. Okay, so that explains it. I was wondering what's going on here in Spain. But it's Catalonia, the tiny little bit that's between France and Spain. Well, they would like to be between France and Spain. They've actually been in Spain for a while. Let's see here. PBB says, I don't trust the Americans. I really don't. Well, I suppose that's understandable. And you? I mean, I did get my business master's over there. Aha, so without even giving us this, we know that she's got her master's in business. Let's see if she's friendly to the U.S. It says, that isn't an answer, and you know it. Well, firstly, I like them. Secondly, I trust them to always do what is best for them, which makes them predictable. I like that too. So we can link these two facts here. They're fundable as well. I like that they made us go in here and read this. How about Adel Nazar? Tunis. What a beautiful city that is. All right. Constantly wearing gloves turns every conversation into a political debate. This should be pretty standard for any sort of opposition leader, political monkey, not a cool and calm professional like we are. Kleptomaniac and wants to be a superhero. King T'Challa, you are not. Let's see what's going on here. We have a bachelor's in finance. We got a call transcript. We've got a list of people to see. Now that's an Sporluca. It's not the same person. There's an A where there shouldn't be. There's a J. Francisca instead of a J. Francisco. So, no, not so much. As far as Bachelors of Finance, it's not one of the degrees that we need to track either. So really, almost doesn't matter what's here. But let's read it anyway. They may say something about having come to the U.S. recently. Sounds of a ping-pong match. Honestly, I wish all this posturing wasn't necessary. With the other parties? Yes, after all, we're all adults and trying to get things done. We may disagree, but the endless, pointless debates are not productive. You big fat optimist, you. I think I love you a little bit. Discard. Could use more people like you in the world, I think, but it's not getting us anywhere in our job. So now we have Leonor Maria. She's in Maputo, Mozambique, political leader. She blinks excessively, was a drug addict for over 15 years, and really, who among us wasn't? She's endlessly coughing and harbors significant feelings of inadequacy. You know, I read a thing that said that quite a few professionals believe that they're fakes. They suffer from imposter syndrome. I wonder if they know something we don't. All right, so let's take a look here. We got a degree in business. Let's see if they're at all friendly to the U.S. Muffled mumbling, and of course we'll have to deal with, that's pure genius, completely foolproof. Trust me, this plan cannot fail. Well, good job, transcription software. You really fucked us over there, didn't you? All right, so we have no idea if they're friendly with the U.S. or not. If we come over here, have they been to the U.S. recently? No. It looks like they've been going to Mozambique and Zimbabwe, just back and forth, back and forth. And that's an M. Nelson, not one of the people that we're looking for. We can go ahead and just discard you. All right, we've got Reem Zabara. Reem Zabara is a political leader from Yemen. Western education. She's got a relationship with the U.S. that is unclear. She's fiercely patriotic. She prefers to avoid violence. And really, I do too. We should even be calling her Dr. Zabara. Let's see here. We've got everything up here. She's got a Doctor of Business and a Master's of Management. So we got a degree in business. Let's see if she's friendly with the U.S. No. It's this country's best chance in many years. I believe in our people. Very touching. But do you believe in the United States, too, to keep their word? I do. They've been a friend to me in the past. Now I know you must be crazy, Reem. So let's go ahead and deep link this business degree with a I do. They've been a friend to me in the past. Now let's take a look at the bills here. Electricity, telephone bill, loan principal, contact with M. Sporluk. Yeah. Is there political unrest in the country? We need to ensure this election goes through quickly while it's actually feasible. The opposition is starting to gain strength. If we let it sit too long, we have a coup in our hands. Okay. So we'll just link those two and say political unrest in her country. So we could actually come through and we can arm her too. So right now, a lot of these, we don't have a lot of opposition. We don't have multiple people out. The only interesting one here is in Panama, and it's actually also been mentioned in the news. So, how about the Galina Naim? Galina Naim is the president of Tajikistan. She writes graphic fan fiction, likes talking to animals. She wears pajamas as often as possible, and likes to disgust people. This is an awesome president. Let's see, where has she been lately? Have you been to the U.S.? You have not. So, no travel to the U.S. If we look at the people that you've been in contact with, no. A. Sprobo, not on our list. It says, I would not have believed it if I had not seen it myself. I can barely believe it now. I know, Rachel kissing Joey. What's next? Getting her back together with Ross? Discard. Oh, and this is why nobody wants to read your stupid fucking emails. We'll find out just how far behind in friends that you really are. So we've got Nam Cheng here. He's the president of Laos. He would love to be a stunt person, and who wouldn't really? It sounds like a sweet job that gets all the chicks. He insults people behind their backs. He's obsessed with celebrities, and he has 8 toes on his left foot. Just like a cat. If we take a look at his bills over here, he's got a transfer from V-Bang, so let's look for political unrest in his country. I'm hearing whispers of something in the north. Oh, what kind of whispers? Well, more like shouts, honestly, about militants getting up, getting farmers in arms about the polluted land. See what you can do about quieting down those shouts, then. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and link V-Bang to these militants here. Political unrest in the country. And then we also have a Master's of Science in MedTech, Master's of Science in Biohealth Studies. You can see something going on about the polluted land here, but really that's the only thing that it looks like that we want to link to at this point in time. We don't have anything that fits over here. So we can go ahead and close that out. Okay, we have been all around the world. Statues have crumbled for us. And it's time to make some decisions. For Nam Cheng here, we've only got one thing. We could fund him, or I could discard him. Let's fund him. Let's see what we can get out of him. Maybe tremendous biomedical advances for the entire world. We don't know. And then we have Reem Zabara. Now with Reem, we've managed to find 2 different things, including contact with M. Spazchek. So she's friendly to the U.S. We could absolutely fund her, or we could arm her. Does that seem like the kind of thing that she wants? The arming? We need to ensure the election goes through quickly while it's feasible. I mean, they're just going to use it for security at their polling places, right? You shouldn't feel intimidated to see a bunch of soldiers with machine guns standing around there. That won't totally keep the old regime in place. But we found two different things. She is friendly to us, and there is political unrest. So we're going to do what the U.S. always likes to do in this situation. We're going to arm her. An armed woman political resistor in Yemen. There's no way that can go wrong. There's not just years upon years of buried aggression and horrible, horrible justified feelings there. Ellie, what is going on with you? You know, old M. Sporluk. We found out that there's a little revolution in the air, and you sure like us, we gave you a degree. That's great. Let's arm the Catalonian resistance movement, it sounds like. That brings us down to our last two. We've got Ramon Troquez, who is a revolutionary leader, and we've got Eduardo Murillo, who is an idealist. He's a pragmatic idealist that doesn't make a lot of sense. He's been to the U.S. lately. But look, he wants liberal democracy. He wants it. Troquez is in Panama, and from elsewhere, Troquez is the least of our worries if we're willing to sacrifice liberty for the short-term gain. So you know what? We could do that. We could arm both sides and let the bullets fly, and I feel like that's probably what it's inclining us to do, just destabilizing the world in general. One side might be very grateful to us, and the other side might not be, and then we can pick the winner. So we could do exactly what he wants. We could come in here to the powers, and we could just fund him instead of arming him. I mean, clearly, he's concerned. But, alright. We'll go ahead and do it. Ramon, gotta keep our compliance up. Gotta keep our compliance up. Notice, we are 324th ranked in the entire department. And we are the second most preeminent intelligence directive in the United States at this point in time. So we are pretty important. Not like on the list to presidential succession important, but pretty important. So he's got his business degree here. He's accepting payments from B-Bang. And this dude is all about revolutions. But here's the thing. He's friends with our boss. I guess we gotta arm him. So here we go. We've completed the assignment. See our report attached. This is only Azure reports. Nothing going on. There's no terrorism action where we are. We're just keeping everybody funded. Look at us. 17 suspicious evidence found. All of them correctly marked. All of them very appropriate decisions. Plus 35% compliance change. If we have more like that, that gives us a lot of latitude in what we want to do, because we can always make it up. Hey, and we finally got a bonus. Now we're making $300 every time that we get a bonus. Pretty good. It's a $300 bonus a day. It's good tips. Nem Cheng, well, he already spent the money on a wardrobe. He bought old model U.S. fighter jets. Galena. We gave her allies and guns. We transferred her scoped rifles and light machine guns. The suspect's rebel group has been given anti-aircraft missiles and launchers. That's great, man. We gave one side fighter jets, and we gave the other one anti-aircraft weaponry. Sure. That works. So now we're destabilizing governments? Esther. Yes. It's pretty dodgy. Or, if you're so morally conflicted, why are you still here? That's a really... Like, I want to agree, but that's a better question. You know my skill set. Where else am I going to go that gives me this kind of healthcare coverage? Michael Knight. Hi, who are you? Nina Baskar, Compliance Enforcement Division. We look into in-house infractions, unethical behavior, corruption. Says, I know. I have been here for several years, or we could go, and what does that have to do with me? Let's do this. How nice. It's DOL policy to inform any employee if they're under investigation, and I take these rules very seriously. Under investigation, Director Prince has designated you a high-priority individual. As such, I'm obliged to review you. So what does that mean? You'll be under sharper focus now. Your mistakes will suffer a greater compliance penalty. Essentially, be the model employee that I am sure that you are. No sweat. I assure you it's nothing personal. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's absolutely personal. Director Prince is a piece of shit, and he must be terminated. Removed from the head of the department? Should be our job. Do you think Calvin had anything to do with this? I like the odds on that. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely did. It's a shame you couldn't join us. We're doing some amazing things. Trying to tempt me again, Charlie. There's that patented DOL suspicion. However, you'd be impressed. We brokered an online peace summit for Middle Eastern dignitaries. We helped build a reservoir in Angola and provided engineering training for over 10,000 people there. I could go on. That's pretty impressive. Just the tip of the iceberg. Republica is going to be a force for good like this world's never seen. Are we going to have to go toe-to-toe with Charlie Douglas? Is he going to come out with some crazy new privacy thing that we can't breach? I'm a man reborn, Michael. Well, I'm real glad you've got a purpose. But I can't help but feel some responsibility for the DOL. You? Why? Well, because my company built the software for it. So you made Codex. Codex, Peeper, all of it. Well, yeah, then you're more than a little responsible. I was naive. The department was our first major client, and I was just eager to get started. All I could see was dollar signs. Even so, they got it very cheap. Would you change it if you could? Are you kidding? I've been trying to atone for that mistake ever since... Ever since what? Ever since what? Interesting. So if we come over and take a look, the DOL is going to destabilize Yemen, Panama, and Spain in order to reach the Cabal figures there. Keep in mind, we are tracking the Cabal. That is a group of international people who have been working for decades to control things. Kind of like us, but not us. And we hate them because we ain't them. Also because they, melted down 3 nuclear reactors and had 3 million people evacuated and 3 major cities flagged as no-go zones for the next 25,000 years. You're still here? Wow, you're in a nicer apartment, like with a fireplace even. Well, I mean, I left to go to work this morning. Oh my, that looks like a terrible thing for your posture. How can you manage to stay sitting up so easily without leaning back and smushing the computer behind you? And why are we hooked up with Serena? Ugh. But I came back and I picked up dinner. You mind? Not at all. What'd you get? Just some stuff from TJ's Burgatorium. Love that place. Who doesn't love TJ's Burgatorium? Hey, we got a new message from Gordo. Gordo. You said you work at the Department of Statistics? What am I meant to do? So we told her we worked at the Department of Statistics. Not exactly a fan of the DOL. We're hooking up with a lady that is not a friend of where we work. This is not going to go terribly at all. I've seen movies before. This always works out. So you're together now. Well, not together. Pretty close to together. You've lost me. Anyway, how are you keeping this a secret? You're in the same house a lot of the time. Man, I love Gordo. He is still our friend all these years later. And he's asking the right questions. He says, no questions, fewer answers, or I'm just discreet, I guess. How about no questions and fewer answers? Well, this is going to end well. You're damn right it's not Gordo. This is like disaster. As a matter of fact, I probably have to seriously consider uninstalling the dating app. What the fuck? Do we want to keep dating this chick, or do we want to keep dating some people? Let's see here. See our dates. To be honest, I'm just here because I'm bored. Well, you know what? I'm not interested in that, Sasha. I'm not your rebound. No. It says, on our first date, I'll carve our initials into a tree. No, I don't want to know that you have a knife. Lol, probably won't message first. Well, then I don't need to talk to you because I'm not going to message you first. I don't have the buttons for it. If you can't handle me at my worst, goodbye. Hi, I'm here for a boring time. Smirk. No. Threesome, no thanks. If I want to disappoint two people in the same room, I'd have dinner with my parents. Yup. That's my kind of sarcasm right there. Okay, so work. Evening work. We'll smear anyone that you find as crackpots. Probably not that big of a leap. Or these secrets should be public knowledge, don't you think? Or truth very valuable. Sometimes. So look for conspiracy theorists who have accidentally stumbled upon truths. All right. Good to know. Let's go ahead and request a profile on Sasha Bender and get connected here. All right. So only if they've stumbled upon truths. So use the midstream tool on moon landing if there's aliens. On war if there's fabricated evidence. UFOs if there's spy planes. Finland if not real. DOL if deep state. We are deep state. Does that mean that Finland's not real? It's possible. You should Google it. Find out the truth about Finland not being real. All right. So let's take a look here. Who have we got? We've got Patty Butler, Sasha Bender, who we wanted to look into, Dan Jane, and Lee LeBlanc. Lee, what are you doing out there, buddy? Oh, we got two other people down here. We've got Maximilian Blumstein and Marco Coniera. All right, well, let's go ahead and start all the way over here in India with Lee LeBlanc. Lee LeBlanc is an oil field explosives engineer. He looks like a 1980s movie villain. He's been married for 21 years. He travels the world for his occupation. He's got the Cajun accent. And he owns a basset hound named Abby. All right, well, let's take a look here. We got spy planes, Bigfoot, Finland. Logan Paul is thinking not real, right? He's thinking not real. So we've got not real if Finland. Let's go ahead and flag Finland because we got the not real. We can also take a look here. What was the one for spy planes? If UFOs? Nope, we don't say it. All right, good enough. 31 reasons why fluoridation is controlling your mind. Chemistry, not actually one of those reasons. Essay, is the moon even real? Our 150 false flag operations. Everyone know that Moscow hosting the 2008 Olympics was just a scam by the New World Order to control global margarine prices. But wasn't it held in London? It's exactly what the lamestream media wants you to think. Yeah, take that lamestream media. just... Alright, so enough of Lee. Seriously. How about Marcio Carniero? He's a professional gambler. He habitually bites objects. Me too. I use food. What do you do? He rarely speaks to others face to face. Me either. I use the internet. What do you use? He only eats orange foods. He inadvertently sounds angry. Like all of the time. Let's see. Whoops. Dragged it over too far. So do you really believe this? Of course I don't. You know me. I'm not a complete imbecile. So, why are you saying all that stuff on Hootbox? Money counter words in the background. There's just a market on all opinions, and I'm giving the people what they want. That... Isn't that an InfoWars Alex Jones quote? I think it is. One of the ones where he got caught in a legal thing, and he was trying to make the case that he was an entertainer and not a news personality, which he purports to be. Notice that we are also now a member of Mahogany Oaks, the Executive Country Club. So, good to know. Social media, let's see here. How could China be under us? I am no scientist, but you round earth sheeple need to open your eyes. Has anyone actually seen the earth to be round except for NASA and the Illuminati? I thought not. Check out my new book, Flat Horizon, today. Check it for the truth. No. Maximilian Blumstein. He's in Brazil. He's an NYSE stock exchange algorithm hacker, which explains his salary. He's a quant. So he's got a cover job as an architectural engineer. He tinkers with CAD programs. I mean, that's the cover job. He's dating a Russian national, and he enjoys sailing. Look, who doesn't enjoy sailing? Sailing is relaxing, and when you have a stressful job, you need a relaxing pastime, like sailing or killing hookers. So you're saying they never happened? No. When the moon landing happened, there was just a lot more going on than they let on go on. Like, not only did they land, they found something up there, something living, an alien. Huh. Am I a moron, or are you making a lot of sense? Why do you think they haven't been back in so long? It's because they never left. I'm getting chills here. All right, so moon landing and aliens. So we're going to go ahead and where's the moon landing? Here it is. Right here, moon landing. We can come over here and we can see New Coke, Keyboard, Illuminati, Lizard People, Sugar listens clean. New Coke. The real evil. Not Coke Zero, by the way. Coke Zero is delicious. Coke. If you want to start throwing some of those fat sponsors dollars there, I'll do it. I gotta watch out for number one. All right, so we got enough information from here. He's not worried that Finland's not real, and still nobody's talking about the DOL. So things are going pretty good for us so far. Let's look at Dan Jane. Back to Irvine, California. We've spent an awful lot of time there. Metadata records. Well, we're not really looking for anything there because we don't know anything about any of these people here. I'm a little curious if any of these metadata record people are, if they're just randomly generated so we can see them, or if they actually link back to some of these that other people have had conversations with. Because I really feel like we've seen L. Lin show up before. L. Lin, I think, was one of the people in the conspiracies. What is it? I'm on the elliptical. Knock it off. You're on your sofa eating cheese balls. How did you do that? Because you don't own an elliptical. And you were eating cheese balls into the microphone. I don't know. All right, go away. Let's see here. We've got Patty Butler. Patty seems cool. She's a tool grinder. Yeah, that's what they call it. Brother was convicted of burglary privately, cross dresses, always using sexual innuendos, and terrified of suffocation. Ugh, aliens among us, get on my level. How about we're all aliens? Boom. No, wait, we're actually all robots with alien-like exteriors. Also, we're subliminally controlled by Elvis Presley / Gorbachev, who faked their own death. Original conspiracy. Hashtag. I can't believe the conspiracy club wouldn't let them in. Hey, you'll be okay. And I'm going to make my own group with better theories, and then they'll regret leaving me out of their crappy club for jerks. And then we'll look at the keylogging stuff here. We've got Finland, but it may still be real. We've got chemtrails, but nothing else. We've got deep state, but nothing about the DOL. So we found 2 pieces of evidence. That's pretty normal for us in these situations. We're going to go ahead and close out on Patty Butler here. And I think, yeah, that's everybody. Time to look at Sasha Bender. We'll get a message here in just a second. Guarantee you. She's a professional gambler, rarely washes her hands after using the bathroom. Man, I already don't want to talk to her at this point in time. She mainly eats yellow food, beatboxes, and follows orders to the letter. Let's see here. Washington Nationals, glowing Orioles fan club, Yankee stink, hate Blue Jays, beach, CPU. Blog, looking for yourself, why you're important, a lesson in self-love. The Ottaway murders. No, you know what? No, I don't want to talk to you. The whole thing where you don't wash your hands after using the bathroom is, like, smooth right off my comfort list here. Diet Dr. Pepper, I like a lot better than regular Dr. Pepper. Regular Dr. Pepper is way too sweet. I don't drink a whole lot of soda except for Coke Zero TM. Always the real thing. But I don't really like the super, super sweet ones like that. I'm not a big fan of Mountain Dew for the same reason. So we've got 2 pieces of evidence. Let's go ahead and sign into Rialto. We still have $2,000 in cryptocurrency, which is pretty good. We've only got 2 people that we need to sell to keep up here. We'll smear anyone that you find as crackpots. Probably not that big of a leap, or truth very valuable sometimes. So we found a keylog, and we found the call. They're both shit, and I don't really care about either one of them. So I'm just going to sell them both to Dennis, because I want the cash. These are the 2 people that I'm very likely to sell a whole bunch of stuff to. So, you know, it's fine. We could have maxed everyone out, but I'm not too worried about it. So if we look at our wallet funds, we're up to 22.5. Well, okay, they are, but most soda is just so completely inundated with sugar in the first place. I'm a big fan of sparkling water in general, actually. Let's go ahead and go to work, which is totally a Department of Statistics. Totally. Big news, kid. Check out this office. Looks like an ice hockey rink. The Department of Liberty is absorbing the powers of the Treasury Intelligence. That's their Secret Service analog. Holy shit. That means we can look at all kinds of dodgy, deceptive, duplicitous, un-American companies. Not only that, but we also now own their live monitoring tech. That means you can watch a suspect's current activities. Get excited, that's a huge breakthrough. Damn right it is. Now, why don't you have a peek and see what you can find? As long as we do it in the rules, right? What's up, peeper? Hey! Go ahead and get logged in here. And let's check the news while we're at it here. Tech panic over dwindling indium supplies. Dubai land opens. Excellent. The HLLHC and ILC complete. 3D printed membrane prevents heart attack. Georgia announces high-speed rail. Cool. New evidence. Live access. Program name Blinkless. A snapshot of the suspect's most recent activity. Information is simplified before more details are collected. Collection method. See relevant evidence type. New evidence access financial reports. The private commercial performance and projections for companies and governments. Gives insight to financial value and developments. We're getting that information through server-side encryption bypasses, meaning we own your servers, and device backdoors. I'm sorry, what was that, Alexa? Are you listening to me? I feel like it's possible that you are. Using companies' internal reports in the possession of stock market traders, we want you to help stamp out insider trading and corruption. Look for contact with known company moles and any suspicious trading activity. You'll be trialing our new live evidence system, so keep an eye on it for suspects' current activities. Well, we don't have a whole lot of rules that we need to find here. They're just very specific rules. Company profits have to be at least double last year's profits, and they know somebody. Or there's less than a 35% chance of company stock increase with the suspect buying shares in the same company. We can do that. Let's go ahead and start with Philly and check out Sebastian Schulze. Interesting. Live evidence. Talking with P. Potland. Just now, live. I don't know anything at all about P. Potland. It's not one of the people here. So we're not going to worry too much about it. Or we can come over here and click and see what he's talking about. Maybe that's what... No, this is El Padilla. Or El Padilla. Of course I don't want to hold on to those. Are you nuts? I'm so sorry. I misunderstood. Don't ever interrupt me and get rid of those stocks now. Interesting. So you're talking with P. Potland 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Live evidence. Okay. Bank records. Loan repayment, share sale to B&Q, internet bill, share purchase, Globex Industries. Let's come in here and take a look. It is not double for B&Q, so it's not double the 2024 profit, so that one doesn't go. Less than a 35% chance of a company stock increase? I sure don't know. We'll have to look at some other ones, because he did buy some shares in Globex Industries, but this is not about Globex, so I can't link them. So I don't think that that's it either. It seems like he's just being a derivatives trader. So let's look some other places and get an idea for what these things are like. How about Bernard Doherty? He's an equities trader. He unsuccessfully uses cheesy pickup lines. He constantly plays air guitar, avoids seafood, and he can fall asleep anywhere. Ah, here we go. This has actually got a chance of increase. So it's a less than a 35% chance. We'll see if he buys any shares in Topaz Corporate. To Hiroshi. And you need to follow these instructions very carefully. First of all, shot all of our holdings for Mannix and Bryce. Yeah, I'm sure that's supposed to be short. All of our holdings for Mannix and Bryce Copper. Secondly, wait until the last hour of trading and buy as much Topaz as you can get. Okay, 100% right here. Deep link this with this and call it that. All right, perfect. What we got going on here? Live evidence talking with P. Assam. P. Assam is one of the people here. Is the company profit at least double? Hell yes, it is. We're going to link P. Assam with the company profit in 2025. Very interesting. Level 2. So I'm increasingly not worried about Sebastian Schulze here. Come in here. He's talking with P. Potland, who's not one of the people to watch. This is not it. This is not it. Discard. Let's take a look and see what our powers are. Our powers are to send an agent or to arrest. So we've got some leeway here. It's not a SWAT team, but it's still pretty good. Juliana Leite. She's in Brazil. She's a commodities trader. She has a history of egocentric thoughts. All of your thoughts about you are egocentric. She loves the smell of tobacco smoke, and who doesn't? She loves making lists and laughs to themselves. To Eiko Abe. I know the last couple of years have been rough on us, but I finally have a way to save the school. I've got some inside information on a small company that's about to explode. You should buy in too. It's called Belichick IP. The kids are going to be so happy to hear the good news. And then if we take a look here at what's going on, they've been losing so much money. And who are we talking to? G. Stones. Well, G. Stones is not one of the people that we're tracking, so that doesn't really matter. There's definitely a less than 35% chance of increasing, and she actually hasn't bought anything. She says you should buy in too, but I think that's close enough. You know, sorry about the school and the kids, but you shouldn't have broken the law. I never break the law. I take it seriously, and you should too. We have Akbar Amiri, derivatives trader. He habitually bites objects. He hates travel by water. He suffers from flatulence. And boy, do the rest of us. And he eavesdrops on conversations, which is a vile habit when you think about it. So who's he talking to right now? J. Maitland. Well, that's one of the people that we need to track, but the company profit's not double. And there's more than a 35% chance of the company's stock increase, so none of these are going to trigger. Let's see here. Do you think I like mayonnaise too much? No, of course not. Ah, good. That's a relief because, like, why did you pause there? I didn't pause. Oh, good. My mistake. He purchased some for Magic Square, which is fine. You can purchase it. Over 50% chance it's going to increase. It seems like a smart thing to do. We're going to go ahead and discard him. How about Layla Iman? Layla is from Mashhad, Iran. She prefers older partners, and who doesn't? Don't say octogenarians. She's prone to binges. She evangelically recruits others to her personal religion. She has terrible balance and falls over often. God can't help her now. Received an email from Pietro Assam. I'm ruined. The company profits? Definitely not at least double. Less than 35% chance. Did we buy anything in Solstice Entertainment? It says, I can't help but think folk operas are no longer the box office draws that they used to be. Whatever gave you that idea? Okay, smartass, you need to sell those entertainment shares. Pronto. Well, they're going to sell them instead of buy them. So there's nothing going on here. Discard. Is our flat... Is it just flat caching or locking up? What? Stream's doing good. Stream's fine. It's fine. We are on our way now to Sakur, Pakistan, to take a look at Malik Ashraf. He obsessively watches Test cricket. He's a human thesaurus. He can't stand the sight of blood, and he holds grudges. Really, we all do. We all hold grudges. Let's take a look at the conversations here. And who are you talking to right now? You are currently messaging L. Richmond, not somebody that we care about right now. All right. You know, it's just so hard to reach places, you know? I mean, kind of. You gotta work at it really hard. Believe me, it pays off. I'm not sure why you'd want to shave your cat. It's fucked up. If we take a look here at the people that you know, nobody on here is somebody that we're looking for. No, there's an Assam, but it's the wrong Assam. No Kagawa. No Maitland. So that's fine. Now there is the double here, but you don't know any of these people that we're looking for. Double checking just to be sure. Yeah, nobody. So discard. Now let's go to Qingdao, China. Stockbroker. Often makes lame jokes, rarely speaks to others face to face, carefully checks money for counterfeits, which is just good practice, and gets lost easily. You ever get a dollar bill that feels a little too plasticky to be real? You ever think that maybe money lacks the good old solemn greed value that it had when it was a bunch of indistinguishable greenbacks? Because I do. Now we have an email from Pavel Assam asking us to buy in. That's an important piece of evidence. Let's look at the company reports and records here. 98% chance of increase for Stavros and Daughters. I mean, absolutely we're going to. That's an enormous jump. That's an enormous jump. We're going to go ahead and deep link this with Pavel Assam. That's scary right there. That's definitely insider trading. She bought right here. So we can go ahead and link the share purchase. But then that's less than, so we don't really need to do that. So it's just the one. And we're just going to go ahead and start by sending an agent. That's right. We're going to send an agent to China to talk with her. And how about Tadashi Ueda-san? He's an equities trader. He has strangely deep anatomical knowledge. There's nothing worse than when a doctor goes bad. He sleeps with his childhood stuffed animal. He was wrongly accused of aggravated assault, and he is ravenous for information. He is speaking to M. Kagawa, which is one of the people that we need to be tracking. So, let's take a look and see if it's at least double. You bet it's at least double. We're going to go ahead and link this with M. Kagawa. Right there. Alright, what else do we got going on here? We have a 32.3% chance of increase. That is definitely less. Did you buy anything from Ajax? You sure did. Okay. Good to know. That was the last person that we needed to find, so we are absolutely going to send somebody to arrest him. Go arrest that Japanese citizen for us. Juliana. Let's send an agent to discuss matters with you. We need to clear this up. There seems to be something slightly suspicious. Bernard Doherty. We are going to disappear you for the next 18 months. Let's submit our analysis here. 18 months of disappearing is reasonable, isn't it? We found every piece of suspicious evidence. We made all the appropriate decisions. Sandra Millman and the compliance office can eat it. Got a nice $300 bonus. We're doing good. We're doing good. See, Akbar was removed from the suspect pool. Tadashi is in custody. Juliana was accosted by the DOL agent and she fled in a sports car. Bernard's now in custody and is being questioned. Kang spoke to the DOL's agent, who then apparently she called her lawyer. And Layla has been removed. And Malik has been removed. But he fell off a yacht later that evening. Isn't that suspicious? Where did he get the yacht? And who pushed him off? You there, Knight! What do you think you're doing investigating those companies? I'm confused. I play golf with half of them. You can't just go around knocking over the silverware. Calvin told me that you were trouble. I didn't realize you were dense as well. Uncanny family resemblance. You're telling me, Esther. Take our money here. We're doing pretty good on that. So back home, I like how we're wearing a onesie these days. It's very 1970s of us. We got a new message from Seb. So it turns out Director Prince has a few big pharma buddies who need a favor. Shitty favoritism, you shock me. Or what kind of favor? I don't want him to read this in our text messages. What kind of favor? Some drug companies plan to sell their treatment for less. But Prince's friends don't want to be undercut. They want us to hijack their rivals. Whatever. Let's get it done. Great. Okay, identify shady activity and plans to lower drug prices in rival pharmaceutical companies. Some big pharma companies want to stop their rivals from undercutting them even through blackmail. Drug prices should be affordable. Why is the DOL intervening in a capitalist system anyway? Good question. Or Big price drop will fuck with stock price. Wall Street wolves always hungry. Well, we won't be feeding you, hungry wolf. You are well fed. So contact if A friends if 3 years of consecutive growth in a company. Contact with B win if 3 consecutive years of growth. Contact with P Steinkeller if they plan to sell a drug at lower price. If the competition is Regis. If the competition is AGM Labs. Or if it's Hexium. Hexium is a super cool name for a company. I already like it. Oh, and look, they're all overseas. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look here. Michelle Cecil. She's a pharmaceutical representative. She makes $892,000 per year. She types with 2 fingers. She blurts out her feelings. She dresses poorly. Wants to be a superhero. Maybe that's why she's a shitty criminal instead. Nothing's going on with the financial report here. If we take a look, nothing about growth, so that's for damn sure. Do they plan to sell it at a lower price? Regis Pharma is one of the ones to look at. What did they want me to say? It's not like I saw the bike. Exactly. You made a mistake. Does that make you a bad person? Of course not. This is why pencils have erasers and why couriers have life insurance. Holy shit. She ran over a bicycle messenger, and she feels like she's the aggrieved party. Scumbag. Okay, let's take a look at Lol Ansari. Lol is a pharmaceutical executive, makes a cool $2 million a year. He often gets unnecessary haircuts, but looking at that haircut, I would argue they're always necessary. He regularly dyes his hair to a slightly different shade of dark brown, or is he going prematurely gray at age 39? He's obsessed with birthdays and memorizes poetry. Well, you know, let's not say that he doesn't have any redeeming qualities. Monahan, Doyle, and Rayner annual report. That looks like 3 years of growth to me. And the main rival is Xiaohua Pharma, but that's not someone that we're really interested in. So 3 years of 3 years of growth, and let's see if they have any contact with A Franz, B Win, or P Steinkeller. Ah, here we go. Services fee right here. P Steinkeller. Boom. P Steinkeller. How about Tong Wei? He's in China. He's a pharmaceutical executive. He makes $623,000 a year. He trails off and doesn't... he's devoted to pets. He's obsessed with conspiracy theories, and he has a powerful empathy for animals, which is not a trait you would actually expect to see in a pharmaceutical executive. Looks like we have 3 years of concurrent growth and a rival for AGM Labs. So let's see if they plan on doing anything low. Says, I don't want to hear it. Cancer medication shouldn't be this expensive for ordinary people. I've spoken to the board and the key investors, and they're all behind this. It's not as if we're not going to break last year's profit margins anyway. The boss is announcing the cost reduction next week, and that's final. So we do plan on selling at a lower rate, and they have AGM Labs. Good to know. And then if we come over here and we take a look, we've got a J. Steinbrenner. But that's not who we're looking for. We're looking for Steinkeller. So, other than that, we don't really have anybody else that we're linked to. Denny Franz is not one of the people that we're looking for. So we have found one of them. And maybe that's all we get. There's also Yang Xiao. Yang Xiao is a pharmaceutical executive. Makes $400,000 a year, which is $400,000 a year more than some people make. He enjoys giving presents. He breathes with mouth. That's one of the 2 holes you can do that from. He frequently wears fanny packs, and he keeps money buried in a yard. I like this guy. He would be a lot of fun to go eat hamburgers with. Coelacanth LLC has had a very slow loss. Their main rival is Hexium. But we've got an association here with B-Win, but that's no growth, so that doesn't count. And let's see what we got here. the last one, we've got a record here. Their rival is Hexium. I don't give a damn what they do at Seaboard. This will instantly cut off the availability of this treatment to 80% of our customers. Yes, and excuse me, the other 20% easily cover the cost. It's not like we're running out of dying patients here. If one kicks it, there's always more. So. Yikes. I can't tell if they're trying to push it up or if they're trying to push it down. I don't think they're actually trying to sell it at a lower rate if they're going to cut off 80% of the patients, so I don't think that that counts. We may only have 2 pieces of evidence. 2 pieces. So, who do we sign in to give it to? I feel like maybe we could still sell something to us and something to the Resistance. Because I'm not going to get anything out of double selling to them, and Zook is already full. So I want to get something out of it. So let's take a look at our data and let's see if we consider it. The services fee at the bank for P. Steinkeller, I'm willing to sell that to Seb. Right? So they know about one person. And basically, I think that's probably fine. But this email about going under that's actually going to cut into an entire company, yeah, we're going to sell that to the Resistance. We have a new message from Ava Knight. My mom. Hey, is everything up there? Okay up there, honey? It's been a while. Yeah, Mom, everything's great. Living in the big city, making it large. And the dating app? Oh, I'm actually kind of seeing someone now. Honey, that's fantastic. That's right, I'm seeing Coke Zero Sugar now at retailers near you. I can't wait to meet them. Ava Knight is now offline. All right, Mom. Let's just get to work. I don't want to meet this. I don't want you to meet her. I just want to have one of those secret illicit relationships where I secretly bang a member of the press, and then everything's fine and there's no consequences. Those goddamn journalists. See, no consequences. What's going on? Or I've been saying that for years, or I don't know, some of them are all right. It looks like we've sprung a leak. Someone's given information to the press about our intervention with Senator Woodward. Then we have to act now, or I'm surprised it took this long. They want to butcher us for protecting the country? Then let's just see how squeaky clean they are themselves. Anyone reporting on this? Anyone at all? Nail 'em. You know, Serena's been asking a lot of really uncomfortable questions at home lately. Hey, Beeper, what's going on? I expect that we're going to have to hear from her. Alright, let's check the news right here real quick. Russia opens Volshny Kosmodrome Spaceport. Drones revolutionizing Iowa farms. Drone farming is actually really cool. Not only do they use UAVs and do spectrography on the light that's coming off the plants to see if they're ripe or not, they have drone combines, harvesters, and I think actually planters, where instead of having one dude who is spending 8 hours in an air-conditioned cab on his smartphone while it moves around on autopilot, they are just flat out geo-fenced. Here's a drone in the thing. It moves around and does the job. Pretty fucking sweet. International Thermonuclear Reactor activated. Uh-oh. We haven't seen a new reactor in quite a while, thanks to the Grade A events. And then hepatitis B is eradicated. Finally, another disease is our bitch. This leak of our activities in Operation Helping Hands could jeopardize everything the department has built. You need to find any possible blackmail material on these journalists and remove them as threats. So, if they're writing a story on the DOL and they know any of these people, or if they have any of these things. They have connection with a foreign government, abusive in relationships, sexually perverted crimes, or received a package from Rancho de Placer, or if they know any of these people. Notice that K. Woodward is one of those. All right, let's begin the assignment here. Breaking news. Find dirt on journalists trying to expose the DOL. Daniel Omalu. Serena's partner. How squeaky clean are you, Daniel? We have Daniel Omalu, a journalist. He's unflinchingly moral. He's the winner of Independent Journalism Awards. He's considered a threat by DOL analysts. And he's not materialistic. Okay, let's see where to start. What about the beginning? So basically, I think everyone is sitting on this DOL story, but everyone's afraid to go for it because they know the department will come down hard on them, so there's a total silence. But you know, I think I have to go for it. Is that crazy? It is, isn't it? Yes, but I love it. Well, interesting. Relationship history. Positive relationship with L. Lynn. We've seen L. Lynn before. Very compatible. Open relationship. Romantic. There's just nothing there. Package tracking. Rancho Relaxo sent you an unidentified package. Yes. So, here we go. We're going to link Rancho Relaxo to him writing this package in here. Wait, that's not right. That's Rancho Relaxo. We were looking for Rancho de Placer. We've got nothing on this guy? What do we have here for live evidence? Talking with K. Woodward. Nope, that'll do it. Right there. K. Woodward writing a story on the DOL. Now we've got you. Oh yes. What do we have? We can blackmail you. Good for your unflinching morality. Okay, let's see what else do we got going on here. Got a lot of other people that are out here. Let's go up to Boston, Massachusetts. Jens Matthias. Or Jens Matthias. I think it's a Yen. A Yen Matthias. Persistent mannequin fetish. Compares self to celebrities. Considered to be an overachiever. Skeptical of technology. Criminal records. Any perversion there? No. Call transcripts. So, what do you have? Plenty. More than enough to make the front page. If you do say so yourself. Transcripts, witness statements, everything to make this a credible case against the DOL. Wonder who JM is. JM's you. Jan Matthias talking to Lars Knudsen. Oh, well, there we go. Writing a story. Oh, the name is spelled wrong though. It's two N's. That's how you're gonna overthrow the government, everybody. Spell the names of people incorrectly in your phones. She's not my bae. She's just the flavor of the week. Relationship history. Passionate relationship with D. Dan, an extremely intimate one with A. Marco. R. Muhammad was abusive. Abusive. Relationships? Abusive? Oh no. You're in for it now. You're in for it now. Live evidence talking to P. Chatterjee. And if writing a story... Oh, these are not links. Oh, okay, good. I misread those. These are black sheep. We're supposed to do black sheep on abusive relationships. So P. Chatterjee, abusive relationships. So we've actually got two. Still blackmail, though. Let's go back real quick to Daniel. I don't want to let this slip. K. Woodward. We're using the wrong tool. Black sheep. There we go. Much better. I like how tense the music is right now. It really makes you feel like we're striving to save America. No, we're not a gang stalker. We're protecting America from journalists who have gone too far, who are high on their moral high horse, even though they're in abusive relationships with other people. You know what I mean? Steve's whole grain, and that's fine. So let's see here. Talking with L. Knudsen. Well, are you writing a story on the Department of Liberty? We need to be the first to break the story. You mean this thing about the Department of Liberty digging up dirt on politicians? What are you talking about? I mean the one on celebrity diets. What do you think you're working for? The Washington Post? Okay, so this story, do you think she's actually writing it then? Seems like maybe not. She never wears socks, can't ride a bike, she hates carrying coins, and she practices smiling in the mirror like all good humans. I don't think she's actually writing a story. This thing about the Department of Liberty digging up dirts on politicians. Or maybe she is writing it. Yeah, let's say that she is writing it. She's writing it. That's fine. And then we're going to say that you're talking to L. Knudsen. There we go. Good enough. I'd rather blackmail her for even knowing about it than miss the opportunity to protect ourselves. We still haven't figured out who was behind this terrorist incident to melt down 3 things. There's a strong possibility it might be the poltergeist. We need to investigate the poltergeist. Alright. So if we take a look here, criminal records here. Anything perverse, indecent exposure. What, are you writing a report? Have you seen my phone? I put it down for a second. Oh, here it is. Yeah, probably not. Who's your source in this? You're gonna like it. Hit me with it. It's Leah Knudsen. Ah, L. Knudsen. The staffer we can't use her if the DOL find out they'll bury us in lawsuits. You said I'd like it. Ah, stupid auto spell. Aren't. You aren't gonna like it. Okay, so I'm fine with it, but I can't find anything here that specifically says that they're writing it. Like, which one would I link to if they were going to? So you're gonna like it. Hit me with it. Leah Knudsen, the staffer we can't use her. If the DOL find out they'll bury us in lawsuits. Probably this one. It seems like they're working on it. They're talking about it. So we'll go ahead and flag Leah Knudsen. And we're going to go ahead and flag indecent exposure for sexually perverted crimes. It's close enough. These people are trying to stop us from solving one of the biggest acts of terrorism in history. We can't let them do that. Petra Peter. She always chews with her mouth closed. Well, good on her. She prefers to wear red, she's irked by open doors, and always laughs when lying, you know. To Pei Shi, thank you for all your help with the fusion story. As agreed, my piece about Chinese overreach in Southeast Asia will be much more favorable. So, definitely corrupt, but not what we're looking for. That thing with the DOL? You mean the scandal with the senators, that one. You gonna jump in on that? Not on your life. I gotta live here. You're fine. You're absolutely right. That's the kind of hell that you don't want in. How about Elena Stepanov, Dallas, Texas? She's a journalist that makes $1.6 million a year. Do you find that at all suspicious? Okay, so she's a poor judge of character and tries to help others whenever possible, and she's currently learning to play poker, which is not going to go well with her with all the money and the poor judge of character. She's also easily distracted during conversations. Now, we did get a package from the Rancho de Placer. Are you writing a story on the DOL? That's really important. Huge news, what is it? Hold the presses, tell me. I finally got that interview with the senator. She's gonna talk, and the DOL is through. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. Not with your criminal record. How dare you? How dare you? Alright. Artsuba versus Seetsuda? No, so we can dismiss that. Absolutely, we're going to go ahead and flag that you received the package from Rancho de Placer. because you're writing a story on us. And let's see, who are you talking to here? We've got El McCoy, J. Sudare. No, none of those. And P. Syed wasn't one of them either. No sexually perverted crimes, nothing about relationships to find out if they're abusive, and it doesn't look like any connections with a foreign government. So, Elena. You make $1.6 million a year, and you've got 2 years of salary in cash in your bank account. And you're accusing us of corruption and intimidation. I don't get it. She does have the chimp eyes that the original emperor had in The Empire Strikes Back. You're not wrong. All right, so Ken Kelly, he's a journalist. $21,000 a year seems a little more likely. Vagrancy, deer hunting violations, intoxicated boating, and sexual harassment. Well, sexual harassment's not going to help you out, but I feel like vagrancy, deer hunting, and intoxicated boating may all be linked together. Seems like everyone is covering this DOL thing. Yeah, exactly. You got something good? Nope. While everyone's occupied with that, I'm going to blindside them with something huge. My think piece on citrus fruits. Smart. And sure enough, 4 pounds of navel oranges, 1 juggling made easy, 1 Russian visa, and 1 Garfield print suitcase. Wait, you could just buy a Russian visa? I mean, you're going to Russia. He's going to Russia. He's getting the hell out of here. And relationship history. Oh no. Was abused. Was cheated on. But he's not writing anything on us, so right now we don't care. We don't need to blackmail him. It's scummy. It's true. Sexual harassment, also bad, although already been through all the everything on that, right? Like, already been sentenced, convicted, dealt with. The thing is, we don't need to blackmail him. He's a scumbag. We absolutely could. We just don't need to right now. Alright, what about Yang Wang? Yang Wang walks very slowly in public places. He's extremely hairy. Oh. I think I'll take a break and have a nice sip of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Let's see if we can get this out without laughing now. Yang Wang licks cutlery after every use. Yang Wang has a poor vocabulary. Alright. Live evidence. Talking to L. Knudsen right now. What are you trying to expose us? I've already got plenty on how the DOL surveillance influenced the outcome of the Liberty Act, but we've also got something about artifacts that could work as a follow-up piece. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and immediately flag L. Knudsen. And that looks like that's it. Okay. Yang Wang makes $52.5 thousand a year and has some truly epic hair. Alright, so is that everybody here? It sure looks like we've got everybody. Nobody up in Alaska or Hawaii. Let's deal with everybody. Yang Wang. Blackmail. He can help us out by just not publishing that. There's an excellent piece that you could write on citrus juggling. Maybe you should think about that. Elena Stepanov. How do you feel about citrus juggling? Luke Robin. Buddy. You really want to look into the bean? Maybe a nice reflective piece on the bean out there? Daniel Omalu. You need to stop it before your partner gets hurt. Jamie Edward. We know that you don't wear socks. Maybe you should start. Jens Matthias. Maybe you should just go back to Finland. It's not even real. All right, out of 8 suspects processed, let's see how we did. We had a strong game. Well, meh. We missed one. We incorrectly marked something. We missed one decision. So really, Jamie, the call transcripts. We missed something with the call transcripts, and we passed her on that. But I think we'll still be okay. If we come in here and take a look at the compliance. Compliance change 0%. We missed one thing. We zeroed out our compliance. But we're the best. This is proof that if we really needed to, if something came up that was threatening, say, our moms, we could void it. Ends Matthias. We stifled his story. Employer warned, but no action taken for Petra Peter. After the veiled threat, the news outlet canceled the suspect's article. Dale blackmailed the employer. The suspect has been removed from the story. Elena was spooked. She'll no longer write anything threatening about us. Luke's story was canceled. Ken was removed from the suspect pool. He's going to go juggle citrus. And Yang Wang, well, we stifled his story. Life's looking pretty good for us. So much for freedom of the press, right? I mean, yeah, maybe. They have that freedom, just not when it conflicts with national security, or that died a long time ago, or the truth always, finds a way. It's probably a suspicious thing to say here, but still, we're up to $5,000 in the bank account, because we don't ever spend any money on anything. Take a look at the news here. Oh, we already looked at all that. That's fine. Let's go home. Finland, 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 the country where you quite want to be. Your mountains so lofty, your treetops so tall. First Amendment's lovely. And life finds a way. I feel terrible for Dan. Oh, what happened? He had a story about the DOL, something massive, and then they threatened his editor off of it. Or, oh well, I'm sure he'll find a new lead, or again? This was different. This information would have blown the rotten doors right off. Sounds intense. They can't keep getting away with this. So, tripwires not as lofty as we thought they were. To further our cause, Tripwire could make use of a politician or CEO in our debt. Interesting. So, we can find corrupt connections between donors and politicians. We're looking for collusion and corruption here so that we can own them, or we can own them, or dirt is worth weight in gold. The worse crime is, the bigger payday for me and you, my buddy. Yeah. All right, Anne Charpentier, goodbye. We're going to look you up, and we're going to be a little worried about whatever the hell it is that you are, because every time we talk to somebody out there, they're a little scary. So donations to A Stringle if profits doubled from last year, S Canada if it did the same thing, or W Ma if profits doubled. So we're looking for doubles, and if they know any of those three people. How about we start with Hina Ijaz. Hina Ijaz is a nursery assistant in Sargodha, Pakistan. All right. Wendy Ma. We're looking for W Ma. Let's take a look. Did the profits double? Hell yes, they did. Okay. Hi, congratulations on the victory. Woo! Well, it would be impossible without the true salt-of-the-earth folks like you. And my financial contributions? You saw right through me, didn't you? I'm just teasing. I hope this continues to be a mutually beneficial relationship. I'm sure that it will. She struggles to self-censor. We'll help her out with that. So, Anne Charpentier was the lady that hyper-liked us on the Fire dating app. Let's find out a little bit more about her and see if we're interested in continuing some sort of relationship with her. Never mind the fact that it's still happening after we said we're in a relationship with somebody. Bao Bang. Professional gambler. He never removes tags from his clothes. He actually grew out his hair to cover the tags on his shirt. He's convinced he will become a celebrity. He had a pet skunk. His agent suggested it was a good idea. And he's fluent in Romanian. Okay. He bought a Captain Planet box set. Who doesn't want that? 1892 Belgian stamps, one political donation to the Don't Care Party. That's a pretty big one. And one remote control Olmec head. That sounds awesome. But it doesn't look like he's had any contact with any people. So we're just going to skip it. I mean, none of this matters at this point. How about Lim Bune? Lim, the house husband, looks an awful lot like that other dude. Maybe they're identical twin cousins. He prefers tea to coffee. He cannot pass a mirror without checking his clothes. He's constantly rubbing his eyes, and he believes that dirt is good for you. And you said Stingle would rip us off. I have to admit, he's been value for money. We never could have gotten that park paved over without him. Park paved over. So we've got a donation here to A. Stengel. Let's take a look at the profits. Oh yeah, they definitely more than doubled. So let's go ahead and grab A. Stengel as well. They paved over a park. And then we've got Hong No, who's a musician. She suffered from terrible acne. You would never know. Her skin is so good. She often mispronunciates words. She follows orders to the letters and cannot remember the things that people are called. The proper noun version of whatever they are as a human. If we take a look here, we can see that we have a political donation to the Rise Again party. But we have nothing about A. Stengel, S. Canada, or W. Ma on any of those. So none of this matters. We've got our two pieces of evidence. Let's take a look at Anne Charpentier. She's a horse breeder. She makes $77,000 a year. She hates baldness. She's often covetous of others. She's constantly rubbing eyes, and she has a continually blocked nose. Okay, one of the things that's interesting here is she's covetous. So she is envious, not jealous. She doesn't know anybody that's a problem. She bought the Walking Dead game from Orbital Games. She bought the Secret of Monkey Island anthology, Final Fantasy 17. and Grim Fandango. So, what are your holiday plans? I haven't decided yet. Got to be somewhere warm, and in my budget means I have to stay in the mainland USA. Just not in Florida? Yeah, I'm kind of done with Florida and California, but I do want beaches. Maybe you can finally get that pet iguana while you're there. I really talk about it that much. Let's talk with her. She says, hey, what you up to tonight? What you up to, baby? Oh, just working out where I'm going to go on vacation. Any suggestions? Not Miami. How about the Outer Banks? North Carolina is seriously underrated. Lovely beaches. Hey, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Thanks. Are you an animal lover? Well, we like reptiles. Especially livers. I love those scaly boyas. Or nope, whatever in creation exists without my knowledge exists without my consent. Holy fuck. Or for sure, birds in particular. How about lizards, man? We love lizards. Love those scaly boyas. I want a lizard so badly. Especially an iguana. I'm a huge game nut. Do you like video games? Do we really love 90s video games or adventure games? Let's go with Final Fantasy. Hard to go wrong with that one. Final Fantasy is evangelical for me. I've only played one, but it's good so far. Hey, I need to get up early. So maybe we'll talk again soon. Man, Windows 10, calm the fuck down. Congrats, date scheduled, +2 to data rating. Yeah, that's gonna go good. That's going to work out real well. Okay, let's sign in and sell some illicitly gained evidence. If we take a look here, I mean, I'm just going to sell it to Seb and to Dennis, I think. So, Wendy Ma. Let's go ahead and sell that to Snow Owl. There we go. Sold. And the bank donation, you know what? If you can afford to make that kind of a donation, you can afford to donate to old Dennis Zook. So 10s across the board. Everybody loves me. I can go to bed and sleep well. I sure hope Serena can. Yeah, the game does pretty much suggest that we basically live together. This is an important business meeting, sweetie. Actually, we don't talk about any of that. And the fact that we live with a reporter and she doesn't ask, really, it's on her if you think about it. So what's on the menu for today? Scouting. The department's grown so much over the past few years, we need fresh blood. So the old recruitment methods aren't doing it? You use traditional methods, you find traditional employees. Present company accepted, of course. Of course. So where are we looking? We'll be hunting for freelancers. Ones who know how to find the juiciest information and therefore how to protect it. With any luck, they've broken major laws to do it. And we get them cheap. Don't worry, I'm joking. Mostly. If I could do a good Patrick Warburton, that dude would have been Patrick Warburton a long time ago. Hey, what's up, Peeper? Alright, so let's look at Newser here. The U.S. highways artificial trees to sequester carbon. Sounds cool. Of course, we could just plant actual trees, which already do that. And we don't have to develop artificial ones. REL stock surge after the Skylon test flight. Mouse revived from cryopreservation. Robotic hand 95% match to humans. We are getting into the Star Wars territory here. The U.S. Navy introduces railgun arsenal. Maybe they mean personal railguns because we already have railguns on ships. And then the self-driving car collision epidemic. It's an epidemic, y'all. Let's just get logged into the system here. New power. Recruit. If we can find 2 pieces of evidence, we can try and recruit somebody. Offer subject employment with the Department of Liberty. I kind of hope we can hire our girlfriend. That would be crazy. Crazy awesome. Alright, let's get back to work. Sometimes we find our best employees in the strangest places. Search amongst suspected hackers and prolific dark web figures for the best of the best of the best, sir. We want people who take their craft seriously and are already thriving in the international illicit data market. So probably not our girlfriend. This is a lot of tools here. So we need to deep link them. If their GPA is over 3.5, we can do that. But they have to have a history of computer crimes. If they get paid more than $10,000 as a contractor, if they visited any of these following hacking websites. So let's get started. The Bazaar. Find potential recruits for the DOL. I love how, again, it's a hacker with a hoodie. Remember, you can drag the map to move it around. Yeah, we can. All right, let's go ahead and start here. Emi Nakamura. She's in Kochi, Japan. She's a systems architect. She openly donates to anti-government organizations. She's an electronics expert. She needs to feel in control of herself, and she's extremely accident-prone. She just bought a big-ass laptop, a $5,000 laptop. Let's look here. Contract fee, go painters. Now, that's not enough. She didn't make a whole lot of money. And look at this. She bought a $5,000 computer. She makes $3,213 a year. Yikes. Okay, so we have no idea about her GPA at all. It's not anywhere. She's not been paid more as a contractor. So let's take a look and see if she's been to any of these other sites. Windmill, League One, PSG, Football Champions, Bicycle, Living. No, none of these. And she spent just under the $5,000 limit for computer gear in one purchase. It doesn't look like she went to any of the websites that we were concerned about, so I'm just going to ditch her for now. It doesn't look like there's anything that we've got going on with her. How about Shyam Gopal? Shyam is a cybersecurity analyst. He makes $69,000 a year. He's a chronic procrastinator. He hates to waste electricity. He wears perfume for the opposite sex. He dislikes strong displays of emotion and likes yellow t-shirts. He typed pen test just now. That's not about penises. That is about penetration testing. Also not about penises, about computers. The LOL Anniversary Edition from Vapor Retailers, 1997 Cabernet Sauvignon, 6 giant Hungarian salami sticks from Big Tony's Meat. He bought 47 32 gig DDR RAM modules. Aha, we're going to black sheep this one right now. He's bought more than $5,000 worth of computer gear in one purchase. Boom. Got him. Contact fee for MQR Industries. It's still not over $10,000. So, just the one level. Just the one thing. So, super expensive. TR Jack, I don't think the expensive PC was black sheepable. Let's go back and take a look real quick. If we look at Emi Nakamura, we see that she paid $4,800 for the laptop. And Black Sheep wants us to black sheep them if they've spent over $5,000 in computer gear in one purchase. So I don't think it counts. It's close, though. It's definitely meant to tempt us into it. Alright, let's take a look here. What do we got? We've got Bora Ayton. Bora Ayton is a waiter in Turkey. He makes $22,000 a year. He only eats orange foods that are also called oranges. He spends too much time in bars where he eats oranges. He can recite the U.S. Constitution, and he's often excessively polite to oranges. He's done email phishing. Yeah, there we go. So he's got a history of computer crimes. What does his degree look like? He's got a bachelor's of engineering with a major of computer science, and he's got a 3.9. Absolutely. So, what we want to do here is come in here and deep link these two. Deep link the two of those. Gotcha. And if we look here at the key logging report, maximum PGT, soft, 0-day gold, Terrell, shiny. The empty space will be against her clean maximum photograph. My PGT glamorous woman plays like one ocean river. The only sweet piece of paper is above soft 0-day. Your unbelievable drink illuminates beyond one infinite guitar. Your goal, shiny dog listens beyond this unique mountain. Your transparent t-shirt runs beneath my noisy Terrell beach, and our soft spaghetti shiny smiles under her unbelievable fork. And he just went to the website Gator. Alright, well, we need to black sheep that. That's 2 pieces of evidence. We've got Bora. Bora works for us now, maybe. We're gonna offer him some money. Maybe he'll work for us. Alright, Christine Patrice, storeroom clerk. She prefers anything familiar, enjoys giving small gifts. She bosses others around, and like the rest of us, she's waiting on the zombie apocalypse that she was promised. She's got some serious cybercrimes going on here with FTP password theft, virus dissemination, and malware production. Unfortunately, if we take a look, she's not going to make the GPA that we're looking for. So, not going to deep link that. What about over here? Typed PGP. Yes, but we have no idea if you were ever paid more than $10,000 as a contractor. For that matter, we had pen test on the other guy, but I still don't think anybody has made more than $10,000 as a contractor yet. You can come back and double check on Shyam Gopal, but nobody's made $10,000. Yep, still under the $10,000 mark there. Hey, they're called oranges. It's not my fetish. How about Anthony Luciano? Anthony Luciano is a security analyst in Venezuela. He's a habitual doodler. He has a history of drug use. He only uses chopsticks, and he gives nicknames to everybody. Mostly it's just their name with Sama at the end. He's got a master's of engineering with a degree in software development, and it's a pretty good degree. Extortion and jaywalking, well, those do not match what we need. If we take a look here, Rome, medieval, Shogun, smiles, cool, moved, ancient. And he just received a huge contract fee from Seraphim Systems. So let's take a look. He got paid more than $10,000. Did he search for Pen Test, PGP Showdown, Spearfish, or Zero Day? He did not. Shogun is close, but that's not what we're looking for. We don't have anything on this guy. Because he didn't commit the right kind of crimes, and he's not searching for the right words. Anthony, we could have done beautiful business together. You are a disappointment. How about Francesca Rossetti? She's a software engineer. She's got apple cherry cheeks there. She's very secretive about her personal history. She's always rubbing her temples. She has habitual upward inflection and habitually cracks her knuckles. She did accept a very large contract fee here. What about these others? Pen Test, PGP, no. Showdown, Spearfish, Zero Day, no. Maybe here? She went to attract.ru. Well, we can at least get that. I think those are overlapped here. There we go. Sadly, so sadly, still nobody that takes a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, what else do we got? Who else is here? How about Jacques Charles from Manitoba? He's an artist. He has an irritating laugh. He's considered to be a workaholic. He also has obnoxious laughter, not to be confused with the irritating laughter. It's just terrible. And he pisses in the sink. He's got a life-sized plush tapir, 2 pairs of motorized rollerblades. He's the worst at hockey. 1 wildlife audio recordings, and 5 Allegria 930 GVI GPUs. For a second I thought that said G+, which would have been gross. Alright, so let's go ahead and flag the black sheep on this one here. We're spending all that money on computer purchases. Open Spearfish. Ah, that's a good one. Open Spearfish password dummy. Fancy elephant moves. Opened is young photographed promised under the only tired keyboard. Our Spearfish sport microphone plays One Blurry Beach. Your elastic strawberry arises with my melodic bed, dummy. Calculates without our empty keyboard. Her scary fancy computer flies with her awesome phone. That brave photograph sings near this kind elephant saxophone. This hard car might be considering moves my surprising screwdriver. Alright, so we got a contract fee here. For once, we have a contract fee that is $10,000 as a contractor talking about spearfishing. Finally, we can link these two. Maybe that's the wrong direction. I'm not sure that it matters. Alright, boom. Gotcha. What'd you type over here? You went to officeworkercam.org. Somebody go to officeworkercam.org and tell me if that's suspicious or not. Sure doesn't look like it's one of the ones in here, but you never know. So we got 2 pieces of evidence on you. You're ours, Mr. Piss in the Sink. We're going to catch him and he's just going to say sorry. We've got Fabrizio Mele. He's a security consultant. He rarely sleeps with a pillow. He still uses his nightlight. He hates to lose. Speaks with his mouth full. Let's look at his computer records here. Computer science, not very good. So I guess we don't care about his criminal record of accessing stored communications because he's not good enough at it. Ant, showdown, pin test, unbelievable, naked, goal, bed. Let's hope something here is about money. Nope. He went to bearmarket.com. Boo, go to bearmarket.com and see if it's something that's suspicious. As far as tagging on Showdown, we don't really care because he hasn't received more than $10,000 as a contractor. And then we have Bridget Ulrich, who's a shop assistant in Fort Collins, Colorado. She writes graphic fan fiction about Friday the 13th. She once dropped out of high school. She picks her nose compulsively and prefers pencils to pens. Alright, so she purchased a butt plug for 87 cents, or 83 cents. That's probably not important. She did do a denial of service tag. 83 cents! Jesus! That sounds like an eBay auction nobody bid on. She's got a major in computer science, 3.6 with a DOS attack, so we're going to link these two. There we go, GPA of over 3.5. If we come in here and take a look, Shodan, Shogun, Weights, Strawberry, Total War, Banana, Skateboard. But we have no idea if she's ever taken more than $10,000 as a contractor. I guess it doesn't really matter. Butt plug for 83 cents. Alright, well that's enough. We could fund or recruit at level 2. Let's fund her. We're going to buy information from her. That's fine. We can do that. And then we're going to go to Fabrizio. Fabrizio, goodbye, buddy. Shodan was a match. The problem was we had Shodan, but we had no indication that she had ever made more than $10,000 as a contractor because we couldn't see any of her bank records. So we have Jacques Charles here. We found one piece of evidence on him. Mr. Piss in the Sink, we will give you some money. Give her 87 cents and she'll be yours. Well, she's already got the 87 cents. She spent it on a butt plug. Francesca Rossetti. We'll buy whatever information that you can come up with. Welcome to the Department of Liberty. Anthony? No. Goodbye. We're getting really international here. We're potentially hiring people that are not even U.S. citizens. These are contractors. Contractors, yes. Zombie apocalypse. Well, maybe it'll come sooner than you think. Maybe. Bora Aiton. Now, Bora, we're gonna flat out hire you. You need to work for us. Yeah, assets. Contractors. It's fine. Shyam Gopal? We'll go fund you. Go to GoFundMe.com, start a Kickstarter. We'll buy in. Emi Nakamura. Couldn't find anything good here. Just under the limits. That laptop, just not enough. Bank records for the fees, just not enough. Secret words? Doesn't matter. Discard. So, we've checked everybody. Let's go ahead and submit our analysis here. Another perfect day of being us. 10 out of 10 suspicious pieces of evidence found, 9 appropriate decisions. Plus 28% to compliance change. You can't get better than 100%. Number 1 is number 1. All right, so $300 more, bringing us up to, oh, well, a lot of money, and I don't know what we should have been spending any of it on. Christine Patrice, the department's no longer interested. Emmy, removed from the candidate pool. Fabrizio returned to the candidate pool. Bora has been hired. He will join our foreign office. Francesca is an independent contractor. Shyam is hired on a trial basis. He'll spy on rival intelligence companies. Same with Bridget Ulrich. Jacques will do the same thing when he's not peeing in a sink. And Anthony Luciano was returned to the candidate pool. So cool. I heard you had a visit from the compliance department, Hayseed. We had a lovely chat. Oh, I bet. She seemed very interested in you. I assume they were alerted to the fact that despite coming from a nowhere town with no particular skills, you've risen through clearance levels at a very suspicious rate. Yep, not nearly as suspicious as having your father do everything for you. Well, that shut him down real quick. That was the end of that conversation right there. So, let's take a look at the news here real quick. Mouse revived from cryopreservation. Excellent. The mice, they will inherit the stars. Alright, look into the backgrounds of hotshot game developers. These game developers are masters of manipulation and additivity. The DOL could use that kind of expertise. Along with other evils, Tripwires wants to fight the scourges of microtransactions, loot boxes, and other gaming abominations. Or, these kiddies won't pretend they're good for kiddies, yes? We pay for hiding bad information. Yeah, you betcha, buddy. So, we're going to have to fight the scourge of loot boxes. They've got a major in child psychology, and they're looking up loot box, microtransaction, wait time, or premium currency, or marketing, or sociology, or if they have a criminal history of fraud with a connection to the gambling industry. Okay. Let's look at Alberto Rossi in Buffalo, New York. He's a video game designer. He's struggling to overcome the death of a loved one. He befriends people based on their possessions, his obnoxious laughter, and he UAE, that is, uses acronyms extensively. Social studies, that's not something we're looking for, is it? Socializing, yeah. Social studies, I don't think so. Criminal records, insurance fraud, also not good. Can you imagine if Alberto Rossi was somebody one of the devs actually knew, and they put him in here just to call him out for committing fraud? Employment record here. Let's see what we got going on here. Programmer for Vidya Softworks, production assistant for 10-Piece Entertainment, mobile coder for Funzilla Mobile Games. All right. Well, he didn't have the right degree, and he doesn't have a criminal history with fraud, right? I mean, oh, he does. I'm sorry. I misread that. Insurance fraud. Absolutely he does. Does he have a connection with the gambling industry? Predatory microtransaction, how to extortion, pound of flesh, never enough piano. Yeah, it's true. There is never enough piano. How can we tell if he's at the gambling industry? Vidya Softworks, 10-Piece Entertainment, or Funzilla Mobile Games. None of those specifically look like gambling. So I'm going to snap it for now. We'll come back and take a look. Maybe one of these will be revealed to be a gambling company by doing some of our other investigations. Devi Kumari. She's a video game designer, makes $42,917 per year in India. She likes universally loved things, but considers herself unique. Nobody loves kittens as much as she does, and she believes that Elvis never died. She breathes with her mouth tube, and she's a kleptomaniac. Credit card fraud, let's keep an eye on that. Employment record, web developer for Red Hill Gaming, flushed down online casino. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Right there. So, criminal history of fraud. Gotcha. And then, what do you have for degrees? You've got a master's in child psychology. All right. Well, let's take a look here. Loot box, microtransaction, wait time. There we go. Loot box right there. You're evil. Evil. Yes, Boo, I know. Just open Rialto and see if it's sellable. That's exactly why I snapped it. I know I said we'd go back and look at it, but I snapped it just because it seemed most likely to be there. But if it shows up in Rialto, something we can sell, good enough. Yan Wen. Wu Shao, video game designer, $2,000 a year. He sleeps with a fan on, sweats excessively. Don't you know that you can die from sleeping with a fan on? That's terrible, my dog. Don't ever do that. He throws items when angry, and he likes expensive clothing. What's his education look like? He got a master in medicine in ornitholaryngeology. No, otorhinolaryngology. So, ear, nose, and throat. Gotcha. Also, a bachelor's in obstetrics and gynecology. Good to know. Unemployment insurance fraud. Are you connected to the gambling industry in any meaningful way? Call transcript. Loud snoring sound. Hey, you know what would be really fun? What? I've been totally on fire so far. I'm ready to have my mind blown. How about like 1 in 3 loot boxes doesn't even have anything in it just to mix it up and keep the player on their toes? Would they still cart $15? Of course. You genius. It's great to see that child's psych degree go to such good use. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. Pay $15. 1 in 3 times, you don't even get anything. Our cheap gimmick rotating phone promised under the tired windmill. The cold piece of paper plays wait time near our silly grandma. Torture, the only intelligent bed cheated behind only empty flour. His dry photograph moves, listens beneath her rare rubber band. Bed her handsome road, moved without this blue elephant. One excellent tax will enjoy considering our happy cat window. Man, every blue woman was never under his glittering hard drive. It's true. Every blue woman was never under his glittering hard drive. All right, so we've got fraud. Doesn't look like we have anything that's actually connecting us to casinos, but that's fine. We've got enough evidence. And then we're going to look at Na Shen. Na Shen, video game designer. She makes significantly more than that other guy. Bookshelves are overflowing. She has coding experience. Man, she better. She turns every conversation into a political debate, and she takes stupid bets. I bet she doesn't. I bet she does. Contempt of court, maintaining a public nuisance. To answer your question, no, I don't think it's an issue that the third Princess doll takes 398 hours or $500 to unlock. I want those 3-year-old girls to feel a real sense of pride and accomplishment when they finally get it. You're just dumb. Like, that's just dumb. All right, so we've got a bunch of evidence. Looks like we kind of looked at all the people that we were going to look at. We're just going to keep everybody here at 100%. Criminal history. Nobody cares. But that means we've got 3 other pieces of information. So, the one that I hate the most. This one right here. We're going to sell it to the Resistance. 1 in 3. That's some scummy bullshit right there. So, the education, the one who's got the master's degree, let's go ahead and sell that to old Dynamo Dennis 69 giggity. And the criminal history? Sure, might as well go ahead and sell it to the DOL. We'll keep everybody happy, we'll make all of the money. If we come back here and take a look, we've got 2,574 in the basic funds department. What do we have for shopping? What could we buy? Drummaboy headphones still, the bonsai in a pot. We could buy another phone that's exactly the same. How do these stay exactly the same year to year? We could buy an X-Station 4 Pro gaming console, or a big-ass TV, or tennis rackets, or, I mean, all of this is kind of crap. We're going to go ahead and buy the tablet. Fuck it. I'm going to spend some money. I got an idea about wanting this. If they really do backdoor their products, maybe we can leak information to Republica if we have it. Seems like a stretch, but it's a possibility. What are you up to on that laptop all of the time? Hardcore porn or, you know, just work? "24/7. I knew it." We're not going to actually answer her questions. That would be stupid. We're not going to tell her it's our work laptop. We'll wind up leaving it on the couch while we go to take a piss or something, and she'll plug in a flash drive and download everything off of it. Hell no, it's hardcore porn 24/7. That's what we do on the laptop. Why you judging? Why you judging? It's fuel for the bedroom, baby. Fuel for the bedroom. May 12th, 2026, Tuesday, the day that nothing went wrong. What do we got going on here? Okay, we've identified which countries are the most susceptible to DOL intervention. Now, you just need to stir the pot a little. Search national leaders and opposition figureheads for controversial connections, even issues that they might completely disagree on. We can use any of these to generate even more tension. Soon, they'll need DOL assistance, and we can get to the cabal members that they're sheltering. That's right. Remember, we're doing this because we need to find the cabal members. Nuclear terrorists. We're in it for the species, boys and girls. Africa's green wall is complete. Crowdfunding the global market reaches $100 billion. The Giant Magellan Telescope delivers first images. Synthetic human genome complete. The Hinkley Point C nuclear power station is online, and microtransaction gaming company shamed. Yes. Michael Knight, we're gonna log in. Hey, Peeper, let's get signed in here. Operation New Friends, Phase 2. We've identified which countries are the most susceptible to DOL intervention. Now we just need to stir the pot. Alright, so how do we stir the pot? Show us what we're going to do. If they've got communications with some of these companies, energy companies, food companies, even a person, and they've got purchases over a certain amount, get them. If they're in their third consecutive year of economic loss, get them. If the nation's leader disagrees with an opponent and the opponent disagrees with the nation's leader over an issue, well, I think we can do that. So, we have rivals here. Looks like we probably have rivals here. And we just got two rivals here in the same place. So we've got 3 different countries. Where do we want to start? Panama. What was this, Catalonia again, and then this was Yemen? Yes, Yemen. Okay. Reem Zabara. Let's see here. She paid $26.80 for Royal Foods Market. She bought an office chair, a Z45 laptop, a bottle of olive oil, and 4 loaves of Cubana. Probably goes pretty good with the olive oil. Alright, so let's take a look here. Call metadata. G. Zadari is one of the people that we need to look for. Let's take a look at her purchases. No, nothing was over that. Okay, social media. Massive deposits of luteum and yttrium have been found in our own country. Most humanities are totally aware. These rare earths are a blessing and must be used for schools, hospitals, and infrastructure now, not lining the pockets of government officials. Just another in a long line of terrible policy decisions. Okay, so we knew somebody, but we haven't found any purchases that are that high. Can we find out anything about economic loss? I mean, it doesn't seem like it. If we look at everything that's here... Okay, actually, here we go. Messages. J. Farouk. What he's doing is against international law, not to mention ours. He must release Rafa al-Salami and Abu Hamid. We need to act soon. They may not be alive by next week. You may be right. Okay. So let's remember this stuff. This one here looks like something we should track. And... the rare earths are also probably a good thing to track. Now let's go take a look at her rival, Muhammad al-Afdi. The Codex report zipped everything out. He's the president of Yemen. That's interesting. He received an email from A. Zadari, rare earth discovery. Company reports. Well, we don't have 3 years of downturn, so that's not a thing for us. Finances. One Belgian racing pigeon, $45,000. One rare osteopath Barbie doll, $9,825. One Cheval Blanc, 1953, from How Much International? $115,000. And a platinum Apple Watch for dogs from Excessive Excesses at $13,000. Okay, so he absolutely has purchases over $12,000. Does he have contact with anybody that we're concerned with? P Park, RVM Foods, Incon Energy, or G Zadari? No, I don't think so. I spoke with Miss Shia about the luteum mine, sir, and she's willing to meet our asking price. Excellent. Then we'll all be receiving hefty bonuses. Unity is the most important thing, and by that I mean unify behind me, your undisputed leader, or Abu Hamid is a traitor and will remain in prison. Treason never prospers. Okay, so we definitely disagree here. And if that's the case, we're going to go ahead and deep link these two together. So we'll link here and here. And we will say the nation's leader disagrees with the opponent over the issue. Negotiating deals like it's nothing. No wonder my people love me. So there's that email from Azardri. Company reports. We've done the company reports. We've done the finances, but there's nothing to connect them with. I think that's the one piece of information there. So we're going to go ahead and nuke. No, actually, we're not going to nuke the rare earths. We should be able to call transcript link here. The rare earths should be used for that. And then this one is about bonuses. So they disagree as well. Okay, good. Let's take a look at these. How about Ellie? Ellie! Good to see you again. She's still terrified of drowning, of course. Sent a mail to Roberto Parker over productive discussions. Well, he is not one of the people that we need to follow, so we don't care about that so much. She bought 3 Bonito del Norte tunas. She bought 3 chorizo cristoras. She bought 2 sheep's cheeses. 1 bottle of squid ink. Tinta de calamar squid ink. Is that actually what it is? Tinta de calamar? Is that squid ink? Alright, call transcript from A. Abdallah. Not somebody that we need to do. I need to order 1 family-sized pizza to pick up 1 half. Hey, did you want margarita or seafood? 1 half seafood, the other half pepperoni. Oh, and a garlic bread. What a strike. 3-0 now, 12 big wins in a row. Bring on Serbia, or despite initial misgivings, I truly believe that we can reach an agreement in the near future. Self-government, to some degree, remains an important goal for our movement. I think that's the one that is probably most likely, but we can link to the other one as well. If we look at the call metadata, P Park, no. And G Zavari, no. Okay, so that's all that we've really got here, it looks like. So what do we got going on over here? What does the president of Spain say? Or prime minister? Hey, prime ministers? Hey, prime ministers. Still completely locked out. They don't want to say anything about it. Hector Castro, you don't make as much money as I thought you might. He's talking with G. Zimbani, but that's not who we're looking for. We were looking for G. Zadari. How did you feel about the meeting? Truly, surprisingly productive. I was dreading a shouting match, so this is very welcome. Okay. Social media. In these upcoming talks, I'm optimistic about finding common ground with Miss Extiberia. Happy at our boys' victory over Italy tonight. La Roja. So they're absolutely getting along. They're not disagreeing on that at all. They want to work together. Very unlike the existing Spain and Catalonia statement. He bought a pinstripe suit for $800, 3 bowler hats, 1 lounge suit, and 1 dining table. So nothing really crazy there. Let's look at his company here. 3 years of financial losses? Nope. Spain is actually doing pretty good. Good on you, Spain. Unfortunately, we got nothing. All right, we're going to get rid of Ellie's stuff here because there's just nothing here. Nothing here. I guess we can go ahead and actually, while I'm thinking about it, we can probably just go ahead and dismiss them. Spain is not where we're going to be disrupting things, it looks like. Sorry, Ellie. You can fight that good fight all on your own. Okay, so Ramon Troquez, the revolutionary leader in Panama. He's currently talking with G. Zadari. Well, let's take a look at his purchases, because those two are probably going to be linked. He bought a gold-plated toilet seat, a gold-plated AK-47, a Cartier watch, and a Louis Vuitton satchel. Buddy, this is some horse shit, and you know it. Gold-plated toilet seat with G. Zadari. Yeah. Gotcha. So that's important. We can close that off. Social media. Los Libertadores will end the stupidity and weakness of those cowering politicians. Panama needs strength, and she needs it now. Enough with the excuses. We must return to the old simple values. Fire and fury. Those are the old simple values right there. Fire and fury. It's exactly what it says in the Constitution. Messages here. Did you see Murillo's statements about the canal? Fucking idiot. I hope he doesn't believe that. Pushing America away is a great way to get yourself invaded again. Dumb move. Buddy, you're probably not wrong as much as I want to say. Alright, so that's a good start. Let's go take a look at what's going on over here. Eduardo. What you got going on here? He has a transfer for Ancom Biotech. Ancom Biotech. Well, they're not one of the people that we're looking for. We're looking for Incom Energy. Let's take a look at the company reports. 3 years of political losses. Time to black sheep that. Third consecutive year of economic losses. Boom. We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at your Hootbox posts. And we'll take a look at your call records here. Department of Liberty purchase report. 1 Estravagario Pablo Neruda. From Neruda the Duder. $14. 1 Global Minotaur Yanis Varoufakis. 1 Gavolo Mahiri Sedan. 6 iced donuts from Fill Your Gob. All right, so none of your purchases. It says, ongoing negotiations regarding the canal went well. Many thanks to those involved. We are willing to listening to any potential partners, and our country is not chained to the United States. Visited 3 primary schools today and was astounded by the talents of the next generation. Okay, so if we're going to take a look here, pushing America away is a great way to get yourself invaded again. And then we are willing to listen. So they definitely disagree between these two. And then negotiations for the canal went well. That's fine. Are you sure that this is the best move forward? Listen, I'm more than willing to listen to everyone on this. We move forward as a team. Thank you, Eduardo. The others will be happy to hear that. So, I think we found 2 pieces of evidence here. We could start a smear campaign. Clearly, we're going to have to. And then we're going to come over here to Ramon Troquez. We're going to start a smear campaign on him. They'll each just think the other side did it, obviously. It's fine. Alright, and Reem Zabara. 2 pieces of evidence. Time to start that smear campaign again. So we're still looking. We've basically eliminated Spain. We're not going to do anything with Spain, but we're still manipulating Yemen and Panama. Lovely places right near the equator. Let's see how we did. We've missed 3 pieces of evidence, but we made fantastic decisions. You know what? That's good enough. It's good enough. Let's check our review. 6% compliance change. Still number 1, even when we're phoning it in. Let's just take our money and run. That's the smart thing. Remember, even our boss is like, you look out for number 1. Do the smart thing. We are. All right. So, in session. What about Esther? Are we going to have to betray all those that we love? All right. So, the smear campaign inflamed the governments. Peace talks productive. An agreement is imminent. Published reports of strengthened political opposition. After publishing suspects' secret information, political climate in Panama has worsened, and wide exposure to suspects' positions have pushed Yemen closer to civil war. Diplomacy continues, and end to hostilities looks certain. Look, we're bringing peace to the world. More specifically, we're destabilizing countries so that we can get them to give up people that we need to persecute. You don't think this has anything to do with Yemen discovering those massive rare earth deposits, do you? The ones that we're running so short on over here. The ones that are essential for sustaining our modern life. Your conspiracy theories are showing again. It's not paranoia if it's true. Well, they do talk about mining the great, wonderful alkali salt flats in South America for their delicious, delicious rare earth metals. But right now we have plenty of places in the U.S. and China and other places around the world that can provide that kind of stuff. It's still hard for me to grasp. We actually have the resources we need to be major players. Our days of being pushed around by other intelligence offices are over. Is this the best use of the resources, though? Provoking a war? What war? This is just a sparring match, kid, and the DOL is the referee. We'll step in if it's getting out of hand. Let's find out about work here. How is work doing? We're doing all right. We've got a high level of accuracy that I can't see due to the boarding pass. How are we doing in the department over here? Well, we're coming up. We're still not there. Wait, we suspect slightly. No, it's the same number. It's the same number. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go home. We've got a new message from Seb. I assume you've heard about those recent athlete protests. Should I have? I really need to visit you under that rock sometime. During the water riots last month, the police came down pretty hard on some agitated citizens. Before every game, some high-profile athletes in different sports are protesting the victims. Our director has a few friends who own the teams, and they don't want the press attention anymore. He needs to find ways those athletes are technically breaking their contract, so his friends can fire them without looking like unfeeling monsters. Got it. I'll sort it out now. Great. You know what? We're not going to do it. Fuck it. We're at 10 with everybody. We're taking the night off. We're just going to sleep, play video games on our computer. Hardcore porn 24/7. That's what we told her. It's not really the case. There's been a lot of buzz about immigration lately, mostly thanks to Patricia Neal. That right-wing wacko? I thought she was a left-wing wacko. All she needs is to be smart enough to exploit this hysteria, and there's no doubt she's that. You'll need to search through immigrants and determine which are real citizens. To me, this is a waste of our new geo-tracking data. More than that, it's a waste of time. To some of my superiors, it's a PR exercise for the department. Get it done, and we can return to important work. This is one of the things that's actually made me feel the dirtiest so far. Hey, Peeper. Weekend was great. We totally blew them off and had our weekend open. Everybody still loves us. The end of coal power? India's reusable launch vehicle is operational. Go you, India. Aquaculture now provides a majority of seafood. Next-gen airspace system overhaul complete. Masdar City to open. And Spanish peace agreement imminent. Good to see some things are going right in the world. No, I didn't notice that the app only pings on days that I mentioned that I'm there with my girlfriend. Hadn't really thought about it. Of course, she hasn't been around since I agreed to date the other chick, so... Here we go. Program name Noon Shadow. Follows the physical movements of suspects over time, including timeframes, dates, and location names. Device backdoors and cellular tower backdoors. Listen, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. If you want to acquire a burner cell phone so that you can do things on the internet or communicate with people without being tracked, leave your actual phone at home. Leave it there. Never have the two on in the same location. Ever. If you want to buy a burner cell phone, pay in cash. A lot of them want credit cards for activation. It's not actually required. You can tell them that you already have an active phone, you just need to switch over. That usually stops them because they don't have anything to say to that. They may or may not know that it's necessary, but if you say that, they assume that you know what you're talking about. And I'm telling you, you don't need a credit card to activate it. Another important thing. If you can go without purchasing it yourself, do so. That said, most convenience stores, which is a good place to go if you can't buy one on the street, most convenience stores loop on a 72 to more like 24 to 72 hour timer. They're all DVRs these days. They don't record more than 3 hours of data because they are recording 3 frames a second, 24/7 from all their cameras, and they can't really afford massive storage solutions for every 7-Eleven that's out there. So, grocery stores, I wouldn't do. They've got more money. Convenience stores should work. Other important thing about going and doing it from a convenience store, often you can get somebody else to do it for you. I don't know what it's like where you live, but we have a fair number of people that hang around outside of convenience stores that would like a little bit of change. And if you gave them $60 and told them to buy whatever they wanted in addition to buying the phone, you just call it a $60 phone, even though it's a $40 phone. It's great. It's fine. They'll do it. They'll give it to you. You're gone. You aren't even on tape. Anyway, back to the game. Operation Bad Hombres. Search for undocumented immigrants. So, black sheep, a whole bunch of different things. We're going to black sheep them if they visited Easy English, which is terrible because I guarantee you that you can be a citizen and not speak English. It's not required. It's not necessary. So if they send a package of money to Bangladesh, to Paraguay, to Haiti, or Eritrea, if they attempt to learn American culture or English, and they have a job but no recorded salary payments, if they visited a refugee help center or a migrant welcome hub, all of these are things that flag for them. I don't think Weston was an option. But what's wrong with being Michael Knight? We're a man of mystery. Operation Bad Hombres. Let's do it. This is a 1x1. Okay, here we go. Elsa Gabriella. She's a clerk. She makes $29,000 a year. She scares easily. She hates shopping malls. She likes universally loved things and considers herself unique. And she has short-term memory issues. Okay, so interestingly enough, 2 items here. American Slang Handbook for $11. And a Big Jack Burger Pack for $8.50. Big Jack Burger Pack. You gotta love those. So, they're attempting to learn American culture or English. They have a job. Let's see what their bank records look like. Have they gotten paid? They have not. How do you flag a thing that's not really there? We just use a black sheep. So, I gotta just wait for that to come back up here. Come on. Boom. Gotcha. Attempt to learn American culture or English. No payments to the job. But that's not the only thing. She sent a package of money to Paraguay. But only if she's had 2 different employers in the past year. Let's see if we can find out about her employment record. It is currently May. So, in the past year, exactly 1 year, she's only been a shop assistant. She has not had 2 jobs. So, well, okay, maybe she has, actually. Technically, right now, it's May 2026, and I see an overlap. She's working at both at the same time, and she sent something back to Paraguay, so we're going to flag it too. Here we go, sent money to Paraguay. All right, so we can kill that. We can kill that. We can kill that. Let's take a look at our call transcripts. Child playing in background. I definitely think I can work another shift. Great, I knew I could count on you. I might be a little late because my other job finishes that time. Oh well, be quick as you can. I need someone in there at 4:30, and if it's not you, it'll be someone else. Oh, and about that overtime from last month? Yes, well, times are tight right now, so we'll have to see. So he needs her in there right now, or he'll get somebody else in there, but on the other hand, he can't afford to pay her for the overtime that she already worked. So, just to be fair, that happens a lot. And it's really unfortunate. Okay, so, places that she's been. She's not been to a refugee help center that we can see. She has not been to a migrant welcome hub that we can see. And she's not been to Easy English. So while she is clearly still, going to community college, working 2 jobs, taking care of kids, she didn't visit Easy English. So if we look at the powers right here, we could fucking arrest her. We may take a compliance hit today, boys and girls. We'll see. What else we got going on? Back in Irvine, California. Wait, this is just who we were looking at. Let's leave Irvine, California and go to Norman, Oklahoma. Cruz Reyes, he's a security guard, makes $53,000 and 1 per year. He takes stupid bets. Fantastic in a security guard. Frequently shows off, he washes his hand excessively, and he is considered funny by others. He bought 36 hot wings for $15. That's a good deal. Locations, where has he been? He's been to 08 Jewess Roads, the Zebra Bar, and the 714 nightclub. Okay, so none of those. Browsing history, live sex cams, free online games, Flash Heaven, top 75 American slang video guide. All right, so the video guide there has a job. Let's see if he's gotten any payments from his job. No. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and flag this. And then he is sending money to Mexico and Colombia. Neither one of those are countries that we're looking for, and he hasn't visited anywhere else. So, I guess we could send an agent. Ugh. How bad are we going to be fucked if we tank everything? I'll send an agent. I don't really feel like arresting anybody with kids. Amna Abraham in Akron, Ohio. She gives everybody a pet name. She's been a meth addict for 9 years. She's romantically awkward, and she's borderline narcoleptic. Just what you want in a construction worker. She visited Gordon Memorial School. All right. Email here. Honestly, this is the happiest I've ever been. I've never worked so hard, but the opportunities are tremendous here. I really hope you get the chance to come here as well. I miss you. Man, I already looked at this. Stop it. Stop beeping at me. It's irritating. Anyway, let's see. What has she been doing for the last year? Do we have an overlap? We sure do have an overlap. Okay. Are you sending payments? Package tracking. Aha! Welcome to Migrant Hub. Migrant Welcome Hub. She sent a package through there. Is that the same thing as visiting Migrant Welcome Hub? I don't think so. Package tracking is not the same thing as location tracking. But she did go there after all. Okay, so we'll black sheep it. She's got 2 jobs, which is fine, but did she send money anywhere that we cared about? We do not have transactional records on her for that, so we can't really show that at all. Kind of we can, maybe. Let's see if this works. 2 at the same time, and she sent a package to Etria. So, sent a package to Etria, that works. We can flag that. Because it's packages or money, now that I look at it. So, yeah, that's 2 pieces. Okay. Considering that you're a 9-year meth addict, we're gonna send somebody to arrest you. Stop doing fucking meth, construction workers. I know that's a controversial statement, that I don't want construction workers using meth, but please don't. Live evidence typed sensei, don't care. Personal trainer Armando Palacios, he makes $52,990 a year. He's got a deep scar on his scalp from a beer bottle. He's terrified of Friday the 13th. Jason had the beer bottle. He rarely says please and usually says now. And he once suffered from terrible back knee. So, if we take a look here at his locations, he's been to Riley Views, the Rock and Sock Gym, and Cobra Kai Dojo. Alright, well none of those are locations that we really need to track. Interesting that he's been to Cobra Kai Dojo, though. He was a fitness instructor at Get Hard Gyms. He's a personal trainer at Focus Up PTs. And he's currently a fitness instructor at the Rock and Sock Gym. But then he goes to the dojo. So nothing there either. International transfer to Japan, that doesn't matter. We've got a salary payment. This dude is clean. Okay, let's take a look here at Dmitry Mikava. Savannah, Georgia. He's a tour guide, $30,000 a year. He overheats easily. Man, Savannah, Georgia is going to be a real bitch for that guy. He walks on tiptoes. We call that prancing. He often carries an empty briefcase to look important, and he struggles to remember names. He purchased a dry guide to British comedy. Where have you been, buddy? Plisco Financial Group, to Giovanni Cafe, to Blaze St. Odeon. Nope, nothing there. I've been here for 3 years, and I still don't get the obsession with pumpkin. You mean the pies? I mean the lattes, the cookies, the cereal, the Kool-Aid. Pumpkin's okay, but maybe give it a rest. On a flip side, love the supersizing. Yeah, buddy, you're not wrong. Alright, so nothing special's going on here. He hasn't done anything and sent money to anybody. He hasn't visited any place that we need to be concerned about. So we can just go ahead and discard it. He's fine. Ricardo Wilson, Orlando, Florida. Let's see what's going on here. He's ambidextrous, which is something that you want in a welder. 2 rigs at the same time. He pays his taxes on time. Well, he's a tax-paying citizen. That's good. He gives nicknames to everybody and demands other people say, please, right fucking now. Rude. Tempe Supermarket to Kingsford Stadium to Bartoletti Pass. No, I don't think so. He just went to the Refugee Donation Center. That's the same thing as a refugee help center, I would think. Unless you're donating refugees to this place, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It was unbelievable. I've never seen a pass like that, even in Pro Ball. The whole marina must have gone nuts, right? Oh, hell yeah. It was the loudest I've ever heard it. I'm so proud of Marco. You should take some credit, too. Hey, by the way, can I expect you to at the Migrant Welcome Hub tomorrow? Everyone loved your talk last time. Of course, I'll be there. Well, that's 2. He's so proud of Marco. What do you want about Marco's kiddo? Man. Alright, so we're going to come in here. We're going to send an agent instead of arrest. We're going to take that minor hit. He's got kids, and I don't feel right about it. Elsa also has kids. We'll send an agent, but I'm not just gonna have her arrested. We're gonna take a hit. We're gonna take a hit today. It's fine. What are we missing? Used. I'm not seeing anybody that we're missing here. Nobody up here. Nobody down here. Uh-oh. Let's move our cursor real slow and see if there's anything that we're missing. Anything else that we can select. I can't click there. I can't click here. Can't click here or here, down here or here. So I can't click on anybody. We may have locked up. Let's do a quick look here and see if there's anything going on in active discussions to suggest that there may be a problem with this mission. I don't see anything so far. Looking at the change logs to see if there's anything going on. No. Anything about... I mean, because we could always try and quit it and redo it. I do like how they're commenting on the mission to find the suspects from the 1970s, finding people that weren't even born then. Oh, this is interesting. We flagged everybody that we can see, and it's not moving us on to the next thing. I don't really know where to go with this, so we're going to go ahead and just log out. And we'll log back in. And we'll see where it restores us. I mean, we should be able to tank this stuff. That shouldn't be a problem. So I think we just have to start the day over again. Let's make sure the requirements are exactly the same. If we look at the rules here, yeah, everything's exactly the same. Thanks, Peeper. Good luck indeed. We're going to begin the assessment. Operation Bad Hombres. Yep, the game potatoed. Here's the thing. They just released from Kickstarter, which is important. But they have been updating this game literally like every 2 days. Gotta appreciate them staying on top of that. So, to Lancaster, California. Let's see what's going on here. Visited Gordon Memorial High School. Alright, here we go. We sent a package through Etria. I happen to know specifically that if they did send it to Etria, they had the 2 different employers. We know for sure that this data doesn't change whenever we reload. We've had to do that before. So I can absolutely flag this. Etria, I remember that one. That's fine. That's fine. We went to the migrant hub. We had the 2 of those, and then we go to the email. Plenty of opportunities. Hope we get a chance to come out there. But not a meth head this time. So that's good. Yeah, I mean they launched on 1.0. They're on 1.18 since this came out. So they are patching it as they are experiencing problems. They're on top of it. I feel real good about that. If we lock up again on this one, we'll just call it for now. It's a possibility, you know. But we'll see. So, but we're going to go ahead and flat out say, you know what, fine, arrest him. What else do we got going on here? I keep hearing this beep, 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 and I feel like there's something that I should be looking for. Not the backbeat, but every now and then I'm hearing the beeps that are like this live evidence one. American Slang Handbook, again, we know that that's a whole thing that we need to do. American Slang Handbook, I guarantee you that they've got a job and no recorded payments. See? No payments. They've got a job as a clerk. They've got 2 jobs at the same time. Did they send money somewhere? Not there. This was the person that had 2 kids previously. Yep. Or, there we go. Child's playing in the background. Exact same conversation as before. Multiple shifts. Which was just trying to tell us, hey, they've got multiple shifts. You need to pay attention to this. They sent the money. And the payment for that is right here. Paraguay. I've had 2 different employers. Now, previously, I sent an agent, and I'm still just going to send an agent. We could just flat out discard, but we're going to let an agent investigate. There may be more to it than this. Hong Kang, preschool teacher. Howard shipping to Korea, not a problem. Went to Keyborn Chemicals and Juvenile Estates, not a problem. But going to Easy Spanish LLC? That's prime. We don't care if they're learning Spanish. Employment record, no overlap at all. Typed in migration crackdown, discard. Okay. So Eric Etienne. He's a student at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. He befriends people based on their status, avoids green food, can't stand broccoli, rarely smiles. Visited the Refugee Donation Center. Are you coming by the Migrant Welcome Hub today? You bet. Migrant Welcome Hub. Refugee Donation Center, Refugee Help Center, pretty much the same thing. Locations, went through there. Alright, so, again, we're just going to send an agent. We're going to take the hit on those 2 because they involve kids, and I'm not willing to get too far into the weeds on doing things for kids. Sonia Mendez, security guard, luckily walks in public places, twice bitten by a carpet python. Never heard of a carpet python. Knows Dangal line for line and repeatedly forgets PIN number, so might ask you for yours. Okay, that's not a problem. Sending stuff to Colombia? Well, sending things to Colombia, not a problem. Mexico? No, not a problem. Browsing history, learning American slang. Guarantee if I go here, they've got no recorded payments. Oh, I'm wrong. Here's the income payment right there on that one. Let's go ahead and undo that. Because it says to use attempts to American cultures, but they have a job at no recorded salary payment. So you are clean. We actually have a slight change, a slight deviation from last time. That's interesting. All right, 2 more. We've got Gia Vera. Gia is a student, makes no money. She cannot balance on 1 foot. She's a gaming system collector. Frequently exaggerates stories and is colorblind since birth.